Alrighty. We are back. Dating coach panel. Where are you guys calling from, Mr. Locario? Are you in the International Space Station
What
or
up?
something?
Yeah, I'm
What the
I'm in
fuck is that?
Brooklyn. I'm in Brooklyn out here, you know what I'm saying? Do what I do, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in the chat watching, you feel me? Let's make it happen. Let's go.
He's living in 2050.
Yeah.
We got uh we got Devin here. Where are you at? Where on earth are you?
I'm in Toronto, Ontario, North America, planet Earth.
I saw like yesterday or today that the metro population is now something like 7 million. It's just crazy to me. Like I
Oh
I
yeah.
knew obviously Toronto has like a huge like urban area. We always be aware of that, but 7 million is kind of in comparison to New York. It's different definitions, but it's getting crazy out there.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. We got Mr. 1950. Where are you at? I was wondering.
I'm in Northern California, up here by the Bay Area.
Is there a bit of smoke coming your way?
Nah, it's too far down.
Uh,
California is huge, man. So
yeah,
like like 8 states between us. Like it's kind of like New York and Florida.
it's like
Like it's our whole
North
side like that.
Japan and South Japan. It's
Yeah,
a long,
it's
long
a long
fucking
way
thing.
down. It takes for me to get to LA. It take me probably about 7 hours to drive.
Well, that's just to get to LA from LA. There we go. We got Steve. Where are you calling from?
Texas, but you can say by way of Planet Man.
Oh, cool. Didn't know you were in Texas. Kerry just dropped in. He's probably just connecting to audio, but if you can hear me, where are you calling in from?
I think he's still trying to get his
Yeah, he's getting set up. Yeah.
yo
We'll give
mute,
it a
Zach,
moment.
yo mute.
Yo,
San Antonio, Texas, man.
Alrighty, perfect. I'm just gonna get everyone on the same page here. So for anyone who isn't familiar with how we do shit here, Game Global has two main formats of discussions. We have the dating coach panel and we have debates. The debates are where people can challenge each other's ideas, and the panels are where I ask one question at a time and get everyone's insights. This is the cooperative arena. Everyone's perspective is valid, or you'll be the judge. And it's great for the audience to learn from so many different perspectives and decide for themselves which elements they resonate with. It also helps people understand a topic in a much more detailed way. If each coach's answer is a puzzle piece, we all get to see the bigger picture when it's all put together. Now, as for how this is going to work, since this is our first live episode, we've done 1 full year of the dating coach panel, 12 episodes up to this point. This is number 13. Whereas before I would collect questions in advance, this panel will be opened up to your questions live. In order to ask your question, drop a super chat. I have to ask questions that I can ask the entire panel, and I can't guarantee to get every single question in. Like I got 1,000 questions a few hours ago from like 100 people were I could
Jesus
only
Christ.
answer like 10 fucking questions. It got ridiculous. So yeah, just drop a super chat. But I can't guarantee to get every single question in. But I will make sure that all questions, regardless, are noted for any future panels too. $5 USD or more, increasing as we go on. Check the chat for details. But let's get fucking started. Looks like we got a lot of debaters here from previous debates. Let's not spend too much time on this, but have you guys had any reflections on the debates or any comments in general from the recent stuff?
I mean, nah, we're not. I mean, people just like to hear the different perspectives and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's I think the audience, I think they need to open their ears to actually like listen and hear about real games so they can actually apply it to their lives, because it's all fun and games to watch certain things and say a lot of nonsense in the chat, but we want you guys to actually learn out here. This is why we do what we do, so you guys can actually learn what's going on out here in these streets. And also, real quick, TikTok is back up. Just so for those who want to know, TikTok is back on there.
if it vote for Trump,
That
What
lasted
the
a whole
fuck is
six
going on with
hours.
that?
Exactly.
No,
So
I just want to say that we're all grown men. We don't have to agree. We can have different ideologies and philosophies. So for the people that's participating in the chat, Like, let's just be grown-ups. That's all. You know.
Facts. Real talk.
It's bad news about TikTok coming back. I was looking forward to everyone not using it. I was worried though that the cringe would kind of reallocate itself to YouTube Shorts. But I would just prefer. Can we just ban TikTok or just not use it? I just think society's better off that way. Anyway, any other comments on this before I rant about fucking Chinese apps? I love China, by the way. What am I talking about? It's the Trump inauguration today. I'm going crazy.
Mm.
Any other comments?
I wonder where everybody else is at. Is they coming? They late? What's going on?
People are always late. It's just
Jesus
normal
Christ.
thing. With like a 3-hour panel, it's just yeah, whatever. We got a super chat already saying hashtag real game, no fury. And then like diamond emoji G, whatever that means. Diamond G, whatever. Alrighty, let's jump to the next fucking question. Devin, I wanted to
Yes.
ask you this last time because I invited you to a previous one, but now I finally got you here. Just a super quick question. Do you know a Peruvian girl called Tatiana?
Techiana, a
Tatiana.
Peruvian girl?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, I was in Peru for a week, and man, let me tell you, the scenery, the talent there was unreal. Bumble was on fire.
Oh, for
But
real.
yeah, I'm trying to think. This was like 5 years ago I was in Peru, so
No,
probably.
I mentioned it because I was looking at your Instagram. We had a mutual follower, and I know her. I was like, oh damn, Devin's doing some hardcore stuff down south. There we go. Anyway, let's jump on to a question for everyone. What can a man do to be more attractive? So I'm fascinated to hear your thoughts on this.
Mm.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Who going first?
I just say
Go
to
for
be
it.
more attractive.
Yeah,
in who-
attractive like in terms of just like seeing you walking down the street or like in terms of being in conversation.
It's a super open question, so you can have a
Yeah,
super
it's
open
very
answer.
it's very vague. Well, what guys have to understand, no matter what you might look like to a woman, your behaviors matter just as much, if not more, right? Because you can be handsome, but if you're goofy acting and if you act unsure of yourself and you don't conduct yourself like a man, that's going to sabotage your situation.
Mhm.
So people got to understand that part of being an attractive man is the way that you present yourself, the way that you conduct yourself, the things you elect to talk about. That shit matters.
Right. No, that's real talk. So I say this. The thing is, when it comes to being an attractive man, first of all, the game is psychological, so it's all in your mind. So I always try to tell these guys what they don't, a lot of guys don't understand this is that the way that people treat you is based on how you see yourself, because how you see yourself is how you present to the world. So if you see yourself as a loser, I'm unattractive, nobody likes me, that's what you're going to be putting out into the world. So when you're trying to attract women, they're going to see the loser that you see. So if you actually see yourself as a winner or understand you're a winner and understand you're valuable, that's what makes women gravitate to you. So a lot of these guys, unfortunately, the reason why they have these issues is because they see themselves as lesser or lower or not valuable. And that's why they have a hard time being attractive. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they will never be attractive to themselves because a lot of these pickup artists and a lot of these loser guys, they hate themselves. So what they do is they look at other men talking to women thinking that they can get the thing that those other guys paid those women to do. So you got to understand something. You can always tell an unattractive person by how he looks at other men who can get women. Because unattractive people who hate themselves, they always look for validation, or what do they call that? What is that thing that they do? These pickup guys do. I got to prove who I am because of the women I get or something. What is that thing they call that?
Oh, you mean social proof or
Yes.
pre-selection?
Yeah, that is the most homophobic thing I've ever seen before in my life. But that's
Wait, what?
that shows you why suckers are suckers, because most of these guys just walk up to a woman and I can't cuss, right? It's clean, right?
No, fuck it.
Okay, well, cool. Well, who gives a fuck what a bitch think? But these guys care what bitches think because these losers out here know that these losers out here look at other men who talk to other bitches who don't give a fuck what these bitches are. So I'm just saying that you can always tell because a lot of you can even see it in the chat room. There's a lot of broken ass kids in here who can't get no pussy, who are mad at men because they want receipts or with that homophobic stuff of social proof. That's fake. There's no such thing as social proof.
So, what do you mean by homophobic?
Well, it's homophobic because what you're doing is you're not actually looking at the one. These guys are not actually looking at the woman. They're looking at the guy interact with the woman. And then they're looking at the guy to say, well, you've got to look like this. So with these guys, these young boys, you've got to, work out at the gym. You got to lift weights and you got to look good. And you got to wear suits and look at the woman I get. And that's not the game. The game ain't about these bitches. But social proof guys or these pickup guys with no game, they're always the ones who can't fuck and they can't tell guys what to do after they talk to the bitch. All they do is walk up to the bitch and just, hey, my name is Scott. You like an umbrella? How you doing? And they're like, oh, wow, he's talking to a girl. Wow, social proof. And then you have guys like us that have game, that get all kind of pussy. They're like, well, prove yourself. Where's your fucking receipts, man? Where's your receipts, dude? And all that silly ass shit, man. Because they want us to, they're looking at a man. They're not looking at the woman. They're looking at the man. That's why it's homophobic.
I see. So, good point there. So, what I see all the time is like the receipts thing. I find that funny because it's like the only real, if you want to prove that you had sex with a woman, the only real proof is, take a semen sample from her vagina or just look at Pornhub and check your uploads. I didn't make a Pornhub account when I lost my virginity, and I didn't fucking film it either. So I don't know why I would need to prove that I had sex at least once because some fucking troll says, "Oh, you must be a virgin," for example. So I always found that fucking thing hilarious, especially like, do prostitutes give receipts? So I find the receipts thing, especially the word receipts, I find that kind of strange to say the least. But anyway, I'll leave the rest to you guys.
Yeah, and also I would say what is attractive is a man who sticks to his word. You understand? Because my thing is that if I say I'm gonna be somewhere, I'm gonna be somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is that if you have game, you do what you say. So if I say I'm going to be on a live stream at 4 p.m. on January 19th, I'm going to be there. So if I'm not there, then what does that say about your manhood and masculinity? And what does that say about you being able to be attractive? Because now, why would a woman want to deal with you if you're wishy-washy, you're fickle, and you're flaky just like her? You see what I'm saying? And so,
yeah, that's
also,
that's a good point.
Also, part of being attractive is not just getting a woman to look at you in a sexual way. Part of the attraction is the experience you get with the woman, meaning does she actually respect you? Is she late? Is she flaky? Does she value your time? Like these things matter because I often say a lot of guys, they don't know how to maintain the momentum of attraction. Yeah, you got her interest, but your inconsistency is dooming you.
Yeah, and if she shows up and she disrespects your time, if she's half an hour late, 15 minutes late, whatever the case is, do you say anything about it? Do you check her?
I probably won't be there. I won't be there that long. 30 minutes, I won't be there that long.
Out the door. But a lot of guys will wait around tapping their watch. They won't say anything and they'll just be okay with it. Like, oh, it's okay, baby. They're willing to tolerate disrespect.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Well, in some cultures, I'm here in Peru, it's kind of normal for people in general, not just women, just time does not exist in Peru. That's what I say. So it's kind of normal for women to show up like 2 hours late. I'm talking like
2 hours
social gathering in general, but
I won't be there.
The expectations are there. Yeah, you just simply won't be there then. I want to drive back into Steve's point a little bit because I understand that the four of you guys, Steve, Kerry, 1950 and Locario, do you have like a squad name like Game Kings or Real Game No Fury? Like what's your thing?
Yeah, we had a show that we do every Sunday called Real Game No Theory. every Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we also did a documentary called Game Kings. So we have Game Kings 2 and Game Kings 1. So you guys can, hit us up to check that out. But yeah, we basically this is what it is. We teach real game and not theory. So what happens is that when we talk about actual game, right? We try to teach people that the game is not about women, it's about you. So again, when we go back to the receipts thing, what happens is that when you're making it about the woman, right? You're not focusing on yourself in order to see what it is about you that makes you you in order to get what you want out of this life. So a lot of guys, unfortunately, who watch this type of stuff, they're nerds, they're guys who, don't get any ass, they don't know anything about dealing with women, things like that. So what happens is that for them, they get duped into thinking, oh, well, this guy showed me a girl and he got this hot girl. I've never been with a hot girl. So tell me how you did that. And I need to know, and I need to see that this is possible. So in their mind, they need that to be possible, because this is the thing. No one's ever asked me to show them a receipt of me getting coffee at Starbucks. Why? Because they believe that it's possible for that to happen. But if you believe that it's impossible to get a girl, that's why you need a receipt. You see what I'm saying? Because you think it's impossible.
Yeah, and for me, like I'm not the one to allow anybody dictate any movement in my life. So for somebody to ask me, for a receipt, to me that you're like you're telling me what to do. And right. I'm not having you tell me what to do. That's just like a woman. She get in your car, you pick her up or whatever, you going out. She be like, oh, it's a nice car. Proof is yours. Let me see the registration. You get what I'm saying? Like, why would I prove anything to this woman? Why would I prove anything to another man? Right?
No, that's what I wanted to talk about. That's a great point, because since you guys have a different view completely on pickup artistry, it is no fucking secret. Every good coach would agree on this, hopefully. The pickup artist community industry is fucking littered with coaches, wannabe coaches, unqualified coaches, and there are a lot of scams out there. It's an unregulated industry. There's no quality control.
You mean all, buddy? Because here's the thing. Why would you want to scam, deceive, or manipulate a woman into what? What kind of man does that? So when you look at pick up, even because, I'm from the seduction, Locario and I have been doing this since it's past the seduction community, but, all they want to do is tricks and gimmicks for guys who are losers that can't get any pussy. So if you're a man about it, you should have this weird thing called integrity and honor. Who the fuck wants to pick up a woman for what? Like, okay, I pick up a woman, then what? I mean, what happens then? So what? You pick up a woman. What does a pickup artist do? Pick up women. But that's it. What else does he do?
And at some point, the mask is going to come off. Like, can you imagine what it would be like to actually fake what you think she wants to hear and say what you think she wants to hear that whole time? And then it's just like you can't even be yourself because you're so in your head fixating on what you want or what she thinks you want her to say. Okay. And it's like, even if you do get laid, even if you do soak it, big deal, you're not being yourself, your authentic self.
Well, okay, let's go with this premise, right? Because guys they think all women want the same exact thing. Well, what if you encounter a woman who's on a rebound? She just got a relationship 2 months ago. She doesn't want anything serious. And you're pretending you want something serious, and she just wants some dick. Right? So what guys don't understand is that even doing that, there have been women that have rejected guys because that guy is acting a little clingy and needy, and she's like, I just want something for the night. Right. I just want something hard in me for the night, or maybe on a weekly basis. I'm not looking for anything serious because, what women say, I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to find myself. Right?
Find myself. Yeah, that's it.
You acting like you want some boyfriend shit. She looking at you like, this is not the kind of energy I want right now.
Yeah. I will also say, like, people are trying to qualify themselves or force you to qualify yourself if you're a coach, because there are a lot of dodgy coaches out there. That's all I'll say. So I think it's kind of somewhat natural for some guys to be skeptical because there are a lot of scammy things out there. But at the same time, it's kind of greasy to say, prove that you got laid with this particular woman as if it fucking it's like the
But
most important
Well,
thing.
the thing
but
is, no, I was gonna say this. The thing is this. This is the weird part about it. So the person asking for the receipt is asking for the receipt because they don't have game. So I can't teach you the game isn't about women and then show you that's a contradiction. So what happens is that your ignorance is the reason why you're asking the question. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. I tell all you guys, watch the Karate Kid. If you watch the Karate Kid movie, in the Karate Kid movie, the sensei was teaching Danielson, the student, to wax on and wax off. He was teaching him, he was like, wash these cars, do it this way, do it that way. The whole time he's like, bro, when are you going to teach me karate? And the entire time he was teaching him the moves of the karate, but because he was ignorant, he was asking him, what is this bullshit? I need to see this, I need to see that. So a lot of you guys in the chat who are virgins, who never really talk to women, who have no idea about what it means to deal with women, you guys ask for receipts because you're Daniel's son and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So what happens is that when you're not a student of the game, you're just coming from your own understanding and asking for something that you don't even realize what you're asking for. It's crazy.
yeah, but then you got a lot of fake people out here that will question what we're doing, right? You know, they know what we're saying is the right thing. You know, but they want to keep them in the world of ignorance, continuously showing them the ignorant way of doing things. You know, for example, man, I don't really watch like this PUA stuff, right? I have no desire to see it, but one of the things that they always do is that they always try to show them a fantasy of who they are. Like first, you know, they're selling themselves to a person that you know absolutely nothing about, that you have no interactions with, but you're selling yourself to a person of something totally fictitious, and you want these men to emulate that. I mean, that I don't know how you believe that in any way that's right at all to do to anybody, right? Why are we faking who we are in order to show these men actually how to talk to women? But another thing is, like, I don't give a fuck about women like that. Like, when you start understanding what life really is about, then you'll understand it doesn't go farther than the person in the mirror. Everything else outside of that has no claim to you, meaning it does not really care about you. Some people, you know, there's gonna be people that come around, they love you and they care, but if they had to choose themselves over you at any point, you'll be surprised. Even some of the closest people to you are going to choose themselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. So what I teach men is that everything starts and finishes with you. So you have to invest time in yourself. You have to love who you are in order for you to meet the needs that you have. Your needs are met within self. If you ever have to get needs met from outside of you, you are a bona fide loser. So all of this PUA stuff to me is selling a fantasy, creating a environment of lies, and then okay, you'll knock the woman down on what you told her. Why is that woman so special that you need to lie to this woman in order for her to do an even exchange? It's fucking even. Fucking is an even fucking exchange. And to be honest with you, that bitch should be lucky she's talking to me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm him. I don't know. I don't understand this other stuff. Go ahead, dog.
No, see, the reason why they're caught up on receipts is because they're hung up on how attractive the woman is. So it's almost like, show me how attractive the women are that you can get. And what guys don't understand is that if you are a man with standards, it's already presumed that you're only going to talk to women that you are visually attracted to, that you personally are visually attracted to. I don't care what none of y'all think on this panel about the women that I'm dealing with. If I find her to be visually appealing, nigga, she cute to me.
Yeah.
Like, so it don't matter how anyone else thinks. But for a lot of guys, because they find value in beauty, like the more attractive the woman is, the more valuable she is. They attach their own value to the woman. If I can get that real bad chick, my value will equal hers now because I got her.
So Myron Gaines, for example, he brings something up that triggers people. He's like, oh, I don't think black women are that attractive. They're the bottom of the barrel. Like, I don't truly care. He gives a fuck about that. Like, that's what he likes. Why do we get mad at someone saying this group of women are finally like really unattractive, right? Like for me, prime example, I'm not attracted to really Asian women. There is a rare
Asian women.
Like I don't really like the look. I mean, most of them are really small. I don't really like small ass women. So, and it's not. I mean, you know, there's always exception to the rule, right? There's always some bad, you know, every nationality. But what I'm saying is, why would I give a fuck if somebody outside of me says, "Oh man, you don't like Asians?" Like, dude, they're the most beautiful. I'm not going to debate that, man. That's your opinion. But when you tell me that, hey, show me your woman then. And I'm supposed to be, oh yeah, come on, babe, come on, bro. Let me show y'all what's going on here. Like, I'm a bitch ass motherfucker for that, right? Like, so I don't understand why should I care about anything outside of me. And I think you really teach people in that PUA stuff. They teach a lot of stuff outside of them. Like, I don't understand why we're teaching these young men that stuff. I don't know.
What if I tell you I recommend Asians go to Tokyo? You'll
hey man,
see.
You'll
have your own judgment, but I
don't even like the food. To be honest with you, bro. Yeah, I don't even like the food. To be honest with you, man. Like, you know, I don't even. But to be honest with you, man,
that's
it's not
opinion, you know. It's
I know, but I can name a couple off the top of my head I met in the past that are some nice ones that I would deal with, but I wouldn't. I'm just telling you, that's all preference is what I'm saying. And preference is what you like. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's what you like. So why is it that they can say, oh, he may get women, but he's getting no baddies?
Yeah, like what the fuck is the baddie?
What the
That's
fuck
what
is
I keep
a
trying
baddie?
to ask these dudes, and you can't answer the question because there's no answer to that question. The baddie is who the fuck you like. Like, for example, I don't like super skinny women. I don't like chicks with boob jobs and BBLs because I've been with those women. That shit don't turn me on. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of guys will show you women that they like and they think you're supposed to like those women. And I'm like, bro, every guy has to like the woman he wants. So even when you say, man, you guys, it's because you guys aren't getting the baddies. What y'all think is, and this is where the PUA comes in. Pickup artists made you believe that if you learn this pickup skill, you'll be able to get the hottest chicks because the hottest chicks are the hardest to get. So you have to learn this skill in order to get the hottest girls. Because if you're able to get a hot girl, or if you're able to get a girl easily and quickly, then she can't be hot. She got to be busted. She got to be whack, because only whack, unattractive women are going to be with you or to interact with you like that. And that's just those guys telling on themselves about how they view themselves.
Think about this for a second. So what if they use that pickup bullshit and get the fucking bitch? So fucking what? You already placed a bitch above you anyway. So what the fuck are you gonna do to get her? See, this is the thing. They lie to you to get the bitch, but they don't even know how to teach you how to keep the bitch or to make the bitch serve you. That's where they go wrong.
Exactly.
Do all this song and dance. Look, I'm a market you losers and make you look at me get this fucked up ass woman I probably hired, put her on the side and tell her give me a hug or a kiss to make these suckers out here get all excited. But okay, all right, wait. You get the bitch. So, and what you gonna do then? Because after that point, you're running behind the bitch. After that point, you don't have a mouthpiece. You have no structure. You have no discipline. So how are you gonna maintain the bitch if you get the bitch?
Okay, let me ask everybody on the panel a question real quick. Do y'all know who Jessica Alba is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bay Area, stand up.
Yeah. I used to think she was hot. El, do you think she's hot?
Yeah, she's all right.
You see, right there. Elle said, "Nah, I don't really look at her quite how you look at us."
Yeah, she ain't she's nice looking, but she's not banging.
Back in the day,
she's not
for sure,
banging.
yeah.
See, that's my point. You see how we can all agree? Yeah, she's all right, but there's a degree of how we view her attractive wise. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Elle might see her and might not think nothing of it. He might shrug his shoulders. I might see her and be like, I'm gonna go holler right now.
Yeah, some of the baddest bitches I've ever seen are walking down the street on a regular basis. Like,
they cook for you.
You know, the ones that, you know, I've seen visually, yeah, but visually always you can be visually somebody else's 10 to them, you'd probably be around a 5 to me, but because the behavior to me is the highest graded for me. Like, so, like I her face, she can have it, but if her mind don't match her face, she has no beauty at all.
I agree with you.
So she could be like a 10 in most people's eye. But to me,
Amber Heard.
So
where'd you go for Amber Heard? This is
I don't know who that is.
Amber Heard never backed down.
Johnny Depp's ex-wife.
Down, yes. Before she shit on Johnny Depp's pillow, yes.
No, she was.
Who is that?
That's the one.
Johnny Depp's ex-wife.
But she's considered
horrible.
the most beautiful woman. She's considered the most beautiful woman on earth. But
I don't see it.
She's not.
She's horrible. She's horrible.
No,
though. I'm talking about both.
Are you saying if we just saw her walking down the street, like without knowing the personality, without knowing anything?
I wouldn't think she's cute at all. She's horrible.
She's gonna earn that guy. That's the part where pickup artists fuck y'all. These guys.
You can see her pelvic bone when I see it.
Hang on. She's a 10. According to
no one's a 10. No one's a 10.
Just follow me here.
I'm listening.
She's a 10 according to, you know, society. She's a 10 based on what she looks like. Just follow me here. Then she shits on your bed. What is she now?
She's never been a 10.
She's gonna be at the local jail.
The reason
it's gonna be a fucking problem in here.
The reason why she's a 10, because the loser looking at her as a 10 looks at himself as a 1. That's the problem.
And also too, if you're calling a girl a 10, you're saying that she's absolute perfection. There's nothing that can be improved. You know, it's just a bad mind. Like, guys label girls as 10 all the time. Like, oh, this 10 walking down the street. Oh, this girl's a 10.
Oh, hell no.
If anything, that's the girl. Saying, if based on what you're saying, Devin, that's kind of like you're seeing her as perfect. It kind of says that you don't really understand women and like how to deal with them once you're in a relationship with them. For example, you don't know their true nature, arguments with them, the kind of drama they could, like shitting on your bed maybe, or the most random things that you couldn't possibly make up. And the kind of guys who may be saying, placing her in this perfection box probably don't know the realities behind how she conducts herself.
Because shout out to Michael Sartain. I heard him say this and I totally disagree. He was like, if a woman is a 9 or a 10, and I'm paraphrasing, but this is basically what he said. He was like, even if she, let's say, is a bitch and you walk away from her, she walks away from you, that doesn't take away from the fact that she's a 10 or a 9.
You see?
And I disagree, because
this is the thing.
Her the way she acts factors into everything. So let's say, for example, I'm at a party and I see a girl and physically I'm like, oh, she looks good. So now let's say I'm just saying on a surface level, she's a 9 based on how she looks. And then I walk over to her and I talk to her and she got a deep ass voice and I find out she's a man. So now is she still a 10? No, because what happened in the interaction, right, is letting me know what I really think about this woman based on my specifications and what I want. So a lot of guys, when they're surface level, they're just looking at the physical and then they think that's what makes a woman the shit. But this is what I'm saying. When you don't have game, you think that way because you don't have experience with women and you don't know yourself. So if you don't know yourself, you don't actually know what the hell you want. You know what, like Ice White said, society is telling you what you want. A lot of you motherfuckers think y'all know what y'all want. Y'all know what society's telling you to want because y'all haven't even experienced the thing you say you want. You understand? It's crazy.
This is why I say a lot of guys, their dating preferences aren't their own. There's somebody else's. Somebody else told you to think that way. Somebody else told you don't deal with that kind of woman. Someone else told you she was a little too chunky. You know what I'm saying? They don't talk to bigger women because of that. But they fuck bigger women all the time.
Right.
They fuck big women all the time. You see men fuck big women all the time. Big women do not have a lack of men. That is not even a thing.
I've seen some obese women with multiple kids, and those kids don't look the same. So I know there's more than one dude that impregnated that shit. Yeah, so come on.
Yeah.
Because listen, I've been with the the BBLs, breast implants, fake lips, all of that shit that guys think is the shit, and I personally think the shit is gross. Because like I've been with women who are like that, but these are the women that a lot of these guys will drool over and say they're 10. Now again, a guy might like that. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't like that shit. So when we talk about game is about the individual. Yeah. Because if you're saying that woman's a 10, but I think she's gross, then I'm the one who has to live my life. Like when a girl sucks my dick, you don't feel it. You understand? I feel it.
Yeah.
So why would I give a fuck about what you think about the woman I'm with? And why would I give a fuck about the woman you're with? It don't matter, because you're not me and I'm not you. So it don't make a difference.
But Al, check this out. If you showed me a picture of a chick and I thought she was one of the most gorgeous women I've ever seen, what's that going to do for me?
Right.
Like literally, how did my life just change because I saw a picture?
So I'll give you an example. I think his name is Black Pill Clips. I think in the chat, he's saying only black men like big women. So why are your white women getting BBLs and getting their asses fat? You want to know why? Because they love black men, because black men have more suave, more smoothness and all this other. They trying to get with us. They're not trying to get with corny ass motherfuckers. And that's the problem. Yeah, they think, I'm sorry, go ahead, Fifth. You got
man, my bad to cut you off. But you know, those type of people to say things like that, you can tell they just don't have experience with women.
Right.
Yeah,
and so this is how you know, man, they're not talking on the spectrum of talking to multiple nationalities, talking to multiple women. They have no experience, man. Most of these dudes is in a small box. They've had about, they're 33, 34. They've had about 4, maybe 5 women they've dealt with their entire existence.
And
I had that freshman year in high school, right? You know what I mean? It's just like these dudes don't understand, man.
Yeah, it's not a racial thing. I'm sorry, is that real quick? It's not a racial thing. It's not about race. Here's the thing. Everything that everybody's doing using that word game, they got to know where it comes from. They think it's crazy to me that everything, and I'm not gonna make it racial, but it seems like a lot of young men think that we're telling guys to fuck with fat women. We're not. We're not telling people to fuck with fat women. We're telling people to fuck with who you want to fuck with, and have them fuck with you. I don't even understand trying to teach a guy to do that. I'm sorry.
Well, I've seen all types of overweight women with men that look like them. I've seen Hispanic overweight women with Hispanic men, white overweight women with white men. So this notion that only black dudes is fucking all the obesity bitches, like, that doesn't make no sense. Right?
And on top of that, if a dude likes fat women, should you tell him not to fuck fat women?
Exactly. That's his preference.
But what the PUAs do is they shame these young men to saying, look, you got to like a Barbie doll for some fucking odd reason. She's got to be a Barbie doll looking woman. You like what you like, gentlemen. But see, the thing is like we tell you, because it's not about women. It's about you, because it doesn't matter if you get the bitch. What are you going to do after that? That's the problem. And that's where the incels come in at, because they probably get the woman or whatever they fucking do, and then she's fucking one of us on the back end, and then they get pissed at us.
Yeah, I think I've turned down more pussy. I think I've turned more pussy down than I've had in my life. Only because a lot of bitches don't deserve dick. Y'all out there, and there's a lot of men out there that will just allow a woman to just come in your life, have an attitude, pout, all type of shit, man. And you'll still give them bitches dick. Right. You would still allow this woman to talk bad about you, make insinuations, and you will still give this woman dick. It shows who you are and how you value yourself, right? I'm under the belief, if a woman ever disrespects you, I'm talking about ever disrespects you, you need to check it in a moment. And it depends on how long you've known this woman or been dealing with this woman in order for you to continue to speak with her. And it depends on the level of the disrespect. You know, there's levels to disrespect, man. There's levels to it. Like, I don't like when I tell you something and I hear this, or
Yeah.
or something like that. That to me is a sign of disrespect. And I have, and I will still continue to tell men that's cutoff shit. But it depends on how long you've been dealing with her. Like you may need to teach her. You may need to teach her something in a moment. Like, hey, look here. If you're gonna deal with me at any point, you need to understand all that little when I tell you something and you got, you know, a little sounds you making, the rolling of the eyes, your body language. If that does not stop, you will never talk to me again. I promise you that. It's all about you as a man and holding it. But if it's early in the game and this bitch is prior to giving her dick, she wanna go back to the house right now instead of me running my errand or something or doing something like that. Oh yeah, bitch, get out. It's over.
And the crazy thing too is a lot of guys are probably going to watch this and they're going to think, oh my God, like I could never say that to a girl. I would never want to do that because they're dealing with such scarcity. They can't even understand that. And they don't even realize that by saying that, that's actually what's going to inevitably attract the girl. They're too busy trying to think, okay, what can I say to her? How can I win her over? How can I impress her? How can I just keep this thing that we have going for so long?
Right. My question is, and I would like to ask any guy that ever done it, how can your dick even get hard? I get sexually turned off. Like I can't perform.
Real
when
wormy.
a woman is disrespectful. Yeah, when a woman is disrespectful, I can't do it.
It's real wormy. I tell you, man. This golden pipe, okay? Bitch, you should be lucky. And I will tell you, you can't give out golden pipe to these women. Y'all gotta stop. Man, I'm telling you, let me let y'all know, man. I don't know if y'all know it because y'all are, when y'all smashing a bitch, who is the loudest in the room? Okay.
It's the woman.
Who's making all the fucking strokes? You know how many fucking strokes you're doing? How many back muscles you're using? How much dominance you got to have over this woman? How many times you got to tell her what to do in the moment? How many orgasms is this woman having? Do you understand, motherfucker? You just brought this bitch to Disneyland, to Universal Studios. You took her on 2 trips within the 20 minutes of her life that you done put her legs behind her head. And y'all acting like we owe them something. You owe them shit. And y'all, and even for me saying that, you men think that this approach or what I'm saying is unheard of. Like this is, I can't believe that he's saying these things.
Ice, you know what's interesting?
Ice, where your guys at, Ice? I mean, where they?
No, that's what I was about to say. And shout out to Devin for showing up. But this is the thing. What I find interesting is that you guys who love to talk about receipts, right? But the men, and I put the men in quotations, that are supposed to be here to teach you guys left y'all hanging. So if you guys are supposed to be getting taught how to be men and how to do these things and make these things happen, how are the people who's supposed to teach you don't even show up to teach you? So you guys talking about, let me see what woman you got, but the guys who's supposed to teach you are not even showing you what type of man you should be.
It's easy to take pictures with next to a bitch that you say, hold on, I'm gonna take this picture with you. I'm gonna post it on my website. Hold on. I'm gonna talk to 20 bitches and I'm gonna record it. And only one give me some play.
Right.
But I'm going to take that times 20. So I have 10 bitches that giving me play, and I'm gonna put them in a video. I'm gonna put it on YouTube, and everybody's gonna believe I get bitches.
And then when it's coming,
and it's easy to show that, but when you gotta talk to another man across from you that you know get bitches, you know this man get bitches. You gotta talk to him, and now you have to debate your philosophy on exactly what you've been teaching, and you don't come.
They don't even show up.
See, Young Villain in the chat said stuff comes up is not that deep. No, it is that deep.
Oh my God.
Listen,
that's a woman.
It's not like there's one person not here. Damn near all of them ain't show up.
Devin's the only one that
and shout out to you, brother.
And I didn't even know Devin was supposed to
shout out to this cat, man.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
sent out
So
maybe
That's
15
respect.
invites or whatever, and
That's
this is
respect.
our first live one. So normally the way we have it is some people like put yes or maybe or whatever, busy schedules. It is the weekend too.
But no, no, no.
You know,
And then sometimes there are flights to catch.
No, but Global,
In one
Global.
guy's case, he's ill today.
Yeah, but Global, you talked about this before. It's not like you just told them yesterday. It's not like you said it yesterday. They knew what was going to
2
happen.
weeks.
You know
It was
what
2
happened?
weeks ago.
See, Global,
yeah, you give a good amount of notice.
Yeah, you give notice. Devin got the same notice as everybody else. He showed up. Everybody else did show up. And like I said, I respect that man.
I'll just say it's okay. This is not one of the debates though. This is just a panel.
But-
So
but-
they've been used to it for a long
So
time. It's just a show up if you want to.
Ice, it's not on you, bro. We're not saying this on. What we're trying to hold the same way we hold these women accountable
Thank you.
for not doing something they say they're going to do. We are also holding men accountable for being on time, being a man of their word, and speaking to other men, even if it's going to be uncomfortable. And this is how you know the situations with certain men, they want everything to be right for them.
Perfect.
Otherwise, I can't be involved with it. Because men, I always teach men, we live uncomfortably. Because we always have to be direct to somebody. We can't always care about your feelings because we know what's best for you, even when you don't. How are you going to lead a woman? And you're going to post to lead a woman and you can't even be consistent or tell her exactly what you want and you don't want. I don't get it. I don't understand. But
No,
you know,
I'll just throw in. You guys were on time. I love that.
That's what
I
made-
fucking love that. As a YouTuber and because I recently started doing live streams, that helps me. So it's something I appreciate. But my personality, I am the kind of guy who if my words don't line up with my actions, I'll be disappointed in myself. And I never want to do that. I'm an ENTJ if you follow that kind of psychological personality test stuff. But as far as things go, like working with doing a lot of collaborations, I get to see the people who are consistent with their words for their actions and those who are not so much. And yeah, I get to see that. I see what your guys are saying.
Ice White, here's the thing though. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Thank you.
Meaning that there are certain things you do that bleed over into other aspects of your life. So either you are a consistent man or you're inconsistent. There is no such thing as I'm inconsistent sometimes and I'm consistent sometimes. No, you're inconsistent. So if you're inconsistent with things like this, then I would venture to say that when it comes to women, you display the same characteristics. You're inconsistent. And one of the things that lead guys down a dark hallway of trouble with women is inconsistency. Okay, and you wonder why. And here's the thing, and I don't care what nobody says, it's hard to respect people that can't be what they say they're going to be and be a man of their word because you're making decisions based on their word.
That's a fact.
Right? So in relationships, women are making decisions based on your word. So if it comes to pass that they're skittish about making decisions because they can't trust your word, they can't trust you, you're going to have problems in your relationships.
And see, and this is why women will shit test those guys.
Yes.
But not us. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because this is what
I show up at the airport 3 hours, 4 hours
about
before
these
the flight.
goddamn shit tests.
That's me.
Is that they're right to shit test y'all because what happens is that if this is how you guys do, then it makes sense. This is why you're getting the resistance, and this is why the women won't respect you, and this is why the hot girls make it difficult for you. Because they're like, okay, I can tell there's something off about you, and they can tell that because there is something off about you. You see what I'm saying?
You don't stand on nothing. It's kind of like if I meet a woman at a bar, or festival, wherever, and I'm talking to her for 30 minutes, and I'm not sexual at all. I'm very indirect, very, very passive. I ask her where she's from, how many siblings she have, shit I don't care about, right?
Start braiding her hair.
Yeah, and I'm asking her this shit, and then let's say we set up a date, and then, maybe 4 or 5 days later I see her, and I'm getting touchy-grabby. She's looking at me like, who the hell are you? Because the last time we talked, you were this super nice, sweet, considerate, thoughtful guy. You were asking all these questions, and now you coming at me like you want to fuck. And a lot of guys, when they deal with women, they have those two opposing energies, where they're either super friendly and then abruptly sexual, or they're super sexual and then a woman says something and they switch up and start acting super friendly.
Well,
and now the woman's looking at you like she's running the show.
hey, Game Glow, you know what we should do? Because there's a lot of shit talkers in the chat. Give them bitches a link, and if they want to talk all that shit, why don't they come the fuck up?
They're not.
Oh yeah, do
Yeah.
that. Give them the link and then tell them to come on the screen.
Watch crickets. I
Yeah,
bet
but
you none of them bitches
is that
talking
what
shit
you're
in the room will not come up and say nothing. They gonna chalk all that chirping shit on the back because that's what bitches do. If he gave you the link, I bet you them bitches won't come up and stand their ground.
And I bet you if they do, come up, they're gonna have a blank screen. They ain't gonna show their face.
Yeah. I was gonna say
They're gonna be in there. Yeah, they're gonna be in their underwear in the basement or your mother's house. Yeah. They'll be in the white Hanes underwear in the basement.
Yeah, so all y'all cats in the chat, the black pill guy and whoever
Black
else
Pill, look,
talking
that's-
shit, come on the stage.
Hey,
do it.
and I want to say this. I want to say this,
Black
man. And
Pill.
shout out to the last time I was on here with them two guys, man. Respect to those guys. They came and took it on the chin. It didn't matter to them. They had their philosophy, and we were cool, bro. It wasn't no big problems. But if you don't think that them guys saw that video and was like, well, motherfucker, I ain't signing up for that. I ain't signing up for that. Them motherfuckers right there, they gonna challenge me. And see, like I'm here to be challenged.
Yeah.
I'm here for someone to tell me I'm absolutely wrong and you're super wrong. Prove it. And that is what men do.
I would love for Lorenzo to come up. Hey, Lorenzo.
Oh yeah, Lorenzo, please come up. Please come up.
Please come up, dog. Please, you and Black Pill. I bet y'all bitches.
I can't. I'm glad I can't see the chat. I'm glad I can't see it.
Yeah, I don't
You
even
gotta,
where
you
is
gotta
the
pull.
chat
Hey, you gotta
anyways?
pull it up on your cell phone. I
You
got
gotta
I don't want you, bro. I'm
You
trying
gotta
to.
go- you gotta go to
That
the page of the cell
versus Game Kings debate in the future, just like, okay,
Yeah, I
guys,
bet you they won't
step
do
up.
that shit, man. I didn't
Well,
Have you ever had that? Have you ever had like invite a hater session on here or invite like somebody on here to debate their
I know that
Comments?
what was it? Fresh and Fit had this thing where you could do these you could call in and just like argue with Myron Gaines or something, but I haven't really watched that much. I don't
Okay.
have time
Well,
for
but
watching people's stuff.
but see, but here's the thing, because they're coming with feelings. Like
Right.
take your feelings out of it.
Yep.
Be a pragmatic man and speak your shit. Because look, again, we don't have to agree on shit, but at the same time, if you stand on what you believe in 10 toes down, I can't do nothing but respect that. So the
Mhm.
guys in the chat, beam on up, put your face on the screen, and let's talk about it.
And they won't do it crickets. That's why, hey, Devin, respect to you, big dog. Because look, all your fanboys that all they doing is talking shit and they buckle around bitches. Ain't that funny?
You know what, Steve? You know what I can't stand, Steve? Like I'm a part of a couple of different Facebook groups, right? And if you're part of a Facebook group, you can either post as your name or you can do an anonymous post.
Oh, he's
I can't stand people who post anonymously.
Oh, Lorenzo say he ready.
All right, bring
give
it,
Lorenzo the link.
Whoa.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, give
Okay,
Lorenzo put the link in the chat.
give him
me-
the
let me
link.
check.
Let Glenn,
Okay, let me so I'm gonna write in the chat my Telegram
Yeah, Lorenzo,
thing,
come on
so
up, buddy.
let me put that in. You can send me a message and I can just like throw you the link straight
Yeah,
away.
go ahead, Lorenzo. Send him that
See if
message.
that
buddy.
works.
Yeah, there you go, Lorenzo. That link. Come on, Lorenzo.
Send me a message and I can just throw you
Yeah,
the link.
come
and
on,
you can
Lorenzo.
jump on.
And
Oh,
Black-
It's
yeah.
all good.
Buy
How much you want to bet? How
We're
much you
doing
want to
something
bet?
different today.
Lorenzo is 48 years old. Possibly got lucky twice when he was in high school
Well,
and
let's
probably
have
around
him
25
speak for
years old. He's
himself.
been on a drought ever since. And I promise you, when he gets up in here, how much you want to bet, bro? This guy's whole home is going to look ravished through, dog.
Do you want to know what Lorenzo?
Ravished.
You want to know what Lorenzo and that Pill Clips have in common? They don't even have their face showed up. They just got a circle and a letter on it. That's how you know they ain't coming up. Them motherfuckers ain't coming up. They ain't coming up. Hey, listen, we can keep talking. We know them motherfuckers ain't. They ain't about that life, dog. They don't want this work. They don't want that shit.
Right.
We wait. I bet you that mother. None of them. Hey, Pills, come on up. Whatever your name is, Pill, whatever the fuck your name is, come the fuck up. You talking all that shit? You talking the shit, Lorenzo? Be a man. We out. Hey, we all out. We here. We
Face on the screen. Come on
I
now.
got no
All
message
right.
yet.
Ain't no
Opportunities open. Don't be afraid. Let's fucking go. Like a lot of guys, and I know this from experience. I run Game Global. I run the biggest community of wingman on the fucking planet. We cover the entire fucking planet apart from Antarctica. And the theme, you guys are absolutely right. The theme is that a lot of the guys who attack people are the ones who don't have their profile picture. It's a meme,
Isn't it
or
crazy?
it's just a letter,
An
one
Easter
letter
egg.
thing. I know exactly what you're saying, but
backpedal or
most of
baseball
those
clips
men are
and still
very
talking shit.
vaginal.
Hey,
Most of
I
those men are very
extend the
vaginal.
opportunity. If you want to challenge these guys,
Bill
I
Clinton.
gave the link in the
on.
chat. So
Right.
I'm watching the
Bill Clinton.
chat. My messages, I got nothing so far,
Come
but
on, man. They
we'll just
won't
move
do it.
on if not.
They
I
won't
love
do
it.
Yeah, okay.
I love it. I
It's
love
out
it.
there. And just keep us up to date and let us know you're not getting any message every 5 minutes. We know bitches talk on it, and you can see what they do. See what I'm saying?
Again,
Let's lead into the other to the next question because
Okay.
I'm convinced this isn't going to happen at this point. It's unlikely. I know what it's like. It's not the first time.
Oh,
Can you guys talk about the importance of giving girls the room and the opportunity to chase?
you said
Giving what was the first part of that? Giving what the room?
Giving
Women.
giving women the room
Okay.
and opportunity to chase.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
So I'll go first. So, my thing is this, and I tell every single guy this: you need to make sure that the woman is going to deal with you on your terms, period. So part of that is I believe in you pursue women, fall back and let them chase you. Meaning all you do is let your interests be known. Right? Women know pretty much right away, pretty quickly, whether or not you're the type of guy they are genuinely interested in and attracted to. They know it don't take women 2 or 3 days. They know within several seconds to a couple of minutes whether or not that energy or that vibe is there. So all you're doing is one, giving a woman an opportunity. You're letting her know exactly where your mind is at. You fall back and then you let her invest what she needs to invest to get what it is she wants.
I love that first part about it, about initially pursuing, because a lot of guys think that if they just get jacked enough, if they just get enough money, if they're good looking enough, they can just sit back at the bar, and they'll have a line of girls just going up and approaching them, right? It's like a lawnmower mentality. You got to do like a couple pulls, get the momentum going, then you can kind of sit back. But it's like, yeah, girls are very rarely just going to walk up to you and start a conversation with you.
Devin,
So Ice White, hold on. They said that the Telegram link wasn't working. So what you could probably do is put the I can put the Zoom link in the chat and they could just click on that.
Let's just have them message me because I would rather not have a
I have
bunch
a
of
message you
random
Oh, you just don't want them
trolls
to like
Okay,
show up and be on some
storm the
bullshit.
fucking thing. The link
Show up with no
does
pants
work.
on.
I'm gonna click on it again. It
So
fucking works.
So the Devin, I want to say to Devin, put the link up. So I like what Devin's saying now, but here's the thing, Devin, check this out. Some guys can look good and some guys can have the bodies and the clothes and all that other stuff. I'm not saying that's not going to draw a woman to that person because a woman likes what she likes. And we've always said if a woman wants to fuck you, there's nothing, it doesn't matter. Now, the problem comes with the Lorenzos and the Peel guys and all these losers on that fucking panel who won't come the fuck up, is that they know the moment they open their bitch ass mouths, that's where everything's going to go down. Because the only thing they're going to do is ask her a bunch of lazy, boring, stupid ass questions with no leadership. So I never want to say a woman's not going to be attracted to your body because some women like muscles, some women like nice cars and nice clothes. But the moment you open your mouth is when she's going to recognize you full of shit and you're hiding behind it.
And this is the thing.
Yeah.
So what I tell these guys, which they don't understand, is this is real simple. If you talk to a woman and she gives you a shit test, and then you continue to talk to her, trying to pass her shit test, you are chasing her at this point. That's what's happening. So what a lot of guys think is they're like, well, I'm going to push through her shit test and then I'm going to get her to chase me. You can't get a woman to chase you when you were chasing her. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Once you start chasing, you're done. This is what you guys don't understand.
There are so many songs in R&B that have told these men, she's playing hard to get. There's never a time that a woman who's fucking into you is playing hard to get.
Exactly.
So why, or do you think, as a man, you think that jumping through hoops, flipping over backwards for a bitch is what you're supposed to be doing in order to have her like you or even get her attention? You know, I look, if you can't move her with your mouthpiece and your Mac game, if you can't move her with who you are as a man, then this she's not worth being in your presence anyway. You know what I mean? She's not worth being in your presence anyway. So a woman, also too, your conversation with a woman, by you leading the conversation and she's following, she's the one pursuing your leadership. You have an obligation to lead this woman from when you first meet her until whenever you're done with her. But a lot of you men, man, y'all go in here and ask her about her life hobbies and what does she like to do in life? You know, all this old stuff that means nothing. And then she's leading the whole interaction. The whole interaction is led by her now. She's going to tell you how she liked her stepmom growing up, and you know she was a cheerleader in high school. You guys are asking ridiculous questions. You know, it's ridiculous, dog, to me.
It's crazy that you would. Okay, guy asked a question in here, a super chat for you. He says, "You get women because you're tall, but how do you help a guy that's 4'11"? See, the problem is you hate yourself at 4'11". It's not about your. I don't understand why you losers think that height matters. And he dropped the fucking ball. Fucking.
There are dwarfs that
There are
got
dwarfs that have girlfriends that are
what are we even talking about?
And what's the point on focusing on something that you can't control?
Exactly.
You know?
Right.
I had times where people say, "Hey, Ice White, you're white. That's why you're getting one." Okay, what do you want me to fucking do?
Okay, I mean, he's like, yeah, I'm getting women that like white men. Okay,
Right.
And what? Like that doesn't even make no sense to even say that. So my thing is, this is what guys got to understand. No matter what you think you look like, there are some women that are going to be into your look somewhere. You just got to find them. you just see a lot of guys. What they want to do is walk out their door, and women just start throwing panties at them. They just want to walk out their door. They want to walk to a bar, as Devin was saying, and just post up, and women are just lining up around the building, just offering the pussy to them on a platter. Now, I will say this.
Okay.
No, real quick. There are situations where a woman is instantaneously sexually attracted to you because of your look. That happens. The problem is most men have never experienced that. And for the ones who have, there's only but a handful of men that experience that on a regular basis. But even more important than that, the ones who do experience it, how many of those women are actually attractive to you? Do you actually want to fuck?
But look how broken he is. How broken he is. Did you see? That's what I'm saying. This is why game is so important. Young man, you're broken. It'll never be enough. No matter how many clothes and cars you have, you will always see yourself as a 4'11" loser, and you'll never be enough. I'm telling you, you'll never win with women thinking like a little bitch.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with them. Yeah, being 4'11", there are gonna be some women who ain't gonna want to fuck with you. That's the truth. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Yes, there are gonna be some women who probably wouldn't want to deal with you. However, though, there are still women.
We got to join her. We got to join her.
Oh.
Sorry to interrupt. We got to join her.
Lorenzo?
So let me. What do you want to say? Where are you calling in from, and what did you want to say?
No matter how many clothes.
Talking to me right now. Who's talking right now?
You always see yourself as a 4'11".
Damn. Zoom etiquette, man.
Are you got to turn down the volume on your computer, fam?
Make sure you're in a quiet place.
So who is this? Is this Lorenzo?
Is this Lorenzo?
No, sorry about that. I had the debate playing in the background, and also my mic was on. So, what's up? My name is Barrett, and I live in St. Louis, Missouri.
Dude, what's up? What's up?
A little bit of background. So I've been into game, more from a cold approach perspective.
Sir, that's not game, sir.
What most of you guys would consider the pickup artist community. And so it seems like a lot of the pickup artists didn't join in today. So I just decided that I'd jump in and say what's up.
So okay, I mean, you say, it bothers me when y'all guys use game with pickup and that bullshit. But I'm gonna ask you a question. So can you just tell me, because I keep asking all these pickup artists, they'll never say anything. When you're on a date with a woman, what do you tell your pickup artist community, or what do you as a pickup artist, what do you talk about when you're in front of the woman?
So one, I don't typically do dates. Like, first of all, most of my interactions are out during the day and leads to just coming back to my place. So that's one thing. But the types of things we talk about, generally, I feel like there actually is a lot of overlap between what you guys are talking about and the types of things we talk about. Well, I think the key difference is I actually view it, and this is just coming down to like a philosophical thing that I don't know if we'll ever be able to bridge that gap. But in my opinion, I actually view it as a skill. Like going out, talking to women, improving the way you interact. I view it actually just as a skill.
Right, but about what? You say you pick up women, bring them home. What do you say to them to get them to your place? What do you talk about?
Oh, okay. So full disclosure, I am a part of the Ultimate Man Project community. So I do a lot of the stuff that they teach there. But the types of things that we talk about is I'll go into a conversation and I'll basically try to understand what is this girl's type, right? So part of the conversation is, hey, I'll go up and say, hey, have you found a guy tonight? Or, hey, what do you think about the guys in this city? And then they'll tell me.
But okay,
and then we'll go down that path.
All disrespect, why do you give a fuck? I'm lost.
Are
you serious?
Because it's fun. Here's why. Because I view it as a skill, right? So you guys are coming from a perspective, in my opinion, you're coming from it in a perspective that, like, just because you're talking to women, you somehow view it differently than any other skill. Like, I don't view it that way.
Wait. You're saying, have you had any guys today? Wait, let me get this straight. I don't want to wait. You say, have you met any guys today? That's what you would say to me?
No, I say, have you met a guy tonight? Or
okay, but why do you care if she met a guy tonight if you're the motherfucking guy? Why would you care about the other guy?
Because it leads to a deeper, like a longer conversation.
Of what?
It's not necessarily that I care. I don't give a fuck. I just ask. She could say, yeah, I've got a man, I've got a boyfriend. I don't really care. It's just leading into the conversation.
But I think I think that's the issue, is that it's talking about things you don't care about to get pussy. When you can just talk about things you care about to get pussy.
Yeah, well, do you care about that? Like, are you genuinely interested in that question?
It's actually like just about executing the different parts of the game.
Mm-hmm. So I got a question for you. So you're actually teaching men what you're talking about, correct?
I'm not teaching. No. I'm just. This is me just being myself.
Right? You being yourself.
I don't teach people. This is just me joining in so that I can give my perspective as what you guys would call a pickup artist.
Yeah. Got you.
Perspective global.
Yeah. So really quick, so do you feel like that the woman that you're in front of is worth wasting your time? Yes or no?
Wasting my time? No.
So why would you do things that actually waste your time when you're talking to the woman?
Well, I don't necessarily view it as wasting time. That's where I'm saying this philosophical thing. I don't think we're going to bridge that gap. Like,
yeah, and I agree with you.
Wasting time, I don't see it that way.
No, I get it, but okay, I just need overstanding, not even understanding. Overstanding. What's the play? I mean, you're saying, have you talked to any guys? What does that matter with your bottom line? Because you're like, it's like you're so afraid just to be you, and you're so afraid to just man the fuck up and say, hey, this is who I am.
Okay, so here's what I'll say. So first of all, I've done both, right? I've done both, taken both approaches. And I do view it as a skill. And I think Locario was talking about this in one of the previous debates, or a couple of the previous debates, right? He'll go up and he'll basically be very direct. He'll basically like have the girl make a decision within the first 5 seconds. I personally have done that a lot as well. And yeah, I've gotten some success. Like, it's not been, I would say there may be like a 50-50 shot. Okay. The difference is that she doesn't know me that well. That's how I view it, is whenever I'm coming up, she has a very small percentage of who I am to even make a decision on. right? So I view the whole going down the path and generating this conversation. First of all, it's fun. Second of all, I'm revealing those aspects of myself just over a longer period of time.
Real quick,
Let me ask him a question. Let me ask him a question, Steve. Let me ask him a
Yeah.
question.
yeah.
So these women that you're talking to and you're asking them, you're talking about the guys in the city, and you take these women home. Past that initial interaction, does that typically lead to further interactions with those women?
Yes.
Okay, is it just sexual or is it more than sex?
Mostly just sex.
So there's no spending the night with these chicks, taking showers with them, watching TV with them?
It depends on the girl. Like if I like her, yeah, sure.
Okay, so when you say you like her, now, do you have instances where you're dealing with women and they're kind of coming at you about exactly what you guys are doing? Like, what is this? What are your intentions with me? Did you get that?
I think you need to be a little more clear. I'm not sure. I don't think so, but I understand.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, let's say you're dealing with a woman for a couple of weeks, a month or so. Do you typically get women asking you, so what are we? What is this? What are your intentions with me? Do you get that type of
no. I used to back in the day. Whenever I wasn't as good. But these days, no, not really. It's very clear what.
And here's my thing, and all I want to say is this with that is I don't really give a damn what guys do. My issue with a lot of guys is they have a lot of blowback. They have issues. They have drama.
Oh, I agree with that.
And then they come to the internet.
Definitely need to.
Yeah. And we tell them this is why you have drama, because of the inconsistencies, because of the passiveness, because of being indirect. But y'all got it.
So I want to ask her, because you were saying that the girl doesn't know you. So do you need to know the girl to know you want to smash?
I do, yeah, personally. Yeah.
What do you need to know?
What do you need to know?
So I definitely, first of all, I do view it more than just sex, right? I actually do. I don't like having sex with girls that I don't connect with personally. That's just me. Okay. I've tried to do, I've tried to have sex with girls without having that kind of
No, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about, you see a girl from across the room. In your mind, do you say, I would have sex with her?
Yes.
Okay. So then don't you think women do the same thing?
To a degree.
Right. So what I'm saying is,
but not 100%. I wouldn't say it's not like black and white the way you're describing.
No, but I'm just saying that to say what happens is that the woman doesn't need to know you. She just needs to.
I disagree with that.
No, she needs to understand.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't. She needs to understand. Are you the type of guy that she would do, like she would sleep with? Do you understand what I'm saying? And the type of guy.
And to me, it's a lot more than just that initial reaction that allows her to make that decision.
So right. So what I'm asking you is, what makes you think that a woman who you're talking to with the skill of getting her to get to know you, what is it about you that makes her say, you know what? 5 minutes ago, I wasn't going to fuck him, but now that I know him more, I'm going to fuck him. Like, what is that thing that connects?
Because we get to a point where she knows that I will give her a better bedroom experience than anyone else.
How does she know this?
Because we talk about it.
So what do y'all talk about?
What do you
talk about?
About what?
So the conversation generally plays out like, so I get to understand her type, right? And then I basically get to understand and get her to express like her feminine side, like her submissive side. So we're starting to kind of cultivate this dom sub.
How? Okay, but okay, you're just okay. I don't. Again, I see what you're saying.
Okay, you want me to go through the whole fucking thing? Like, what do you want?
Because you're not making any sense. Because as a man, I'm every woman's type. I don't understand why I'm looking.
So you have 100% close rate?
No. What he's saying is,
what's
a
a close
woman's
rate?
type is a man. That's what he's saying. Okay, so this is what I want to know. So basically, what I'm saying is this: if let's say me and you talk to the same girl, right, and we both slept with her, right, but I slept with her without taking her out on no dates, not talking to her much. I just slept with her the same night I met her. Within 10 minutes, we fucked in the bathroom at the club. And then you slept with her too, but it took you the third time to see her. Now, which person is she more sexually attracted to?
I'm telling you that's not what happens. I don't do dates.
No, I'm just saying that's what I'm saying is that's what is happening when you're saying Well, if you're direct with a woman and let her know what it is, she doesn't get to know you. So what I'm saying is, you trying to get to know her, or for her to get to know you, you're spending more time trying to make that happen
maybe
versus the guy who doesn't need to do it.
Maybe like a couple hours at the max.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. So what I'm saying
That's
is,
no big deal. You think
right,
you think it's a problem to spend like 2 hours with a girl? You meet her the
no,
same.
no. This is what I'm
Hell
saying.
yeah,
You're not
if
listening to
it
what I'm
looks
saying, Barrett. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you have to spend 2 hours because you have to convince her to fuck you. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm saying you spend less than 2 hours because you just keep going to girl after girl after girl until one of them says yes.
Right. And this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that
so to me, so first of all, I'm very visual. Like, if a girl is really hot, like I compare beauty, right? So, and that's what matters to me. If I'm with a girl and she's very beautiful, then yeah, I'm willing to spend that 2 hours to. Try
Okay, so you spend the 2 hours and she still don't want to fuck you. Then what? You just wasted 2 hours, right?
It doesn't happen. Yeah, that doesn't happen.
So come on, Barrett. Stop
me.
Stop
Yeah,
it.
let me.
Stop it. Now you're capping.
So let me ask
now
this.
You're capping.
If you go up and talk to a girl, right? She's 9 out of 10, visually stunning, right? At what point do you cut your losses? Like, if you're talking to her and she's giving you like a,
I do eventually. So like,
I'm wondering like what the time frame is, because I see where Mr. Locario is coming from, where it's like, it goes up, girl's not showing interest, on to the next. Where it's like, okay, you go up, you talk to a girl, she's like barely looking at you, kind of on her phone. Do you stand, like, what would you say the time frame is that you kind of stand there and try to, get her to invest a little more?
I'd probably say the most I would probably try is like 3 hours.
3 hours?
That time.
Wow, that's like watching a movie.
Yeah, that's like watching friggin'
you guys see
Wolf
that's
of Wall Street.
It's like going to a football game.
Hold on. You guys are talking as if it's like oh my god, I can't believe he's spending it's weird. Fun. It's like actually fun.
No, it's not.
So let me say this. So really quick, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So have you ever thought about that, what you're saying, when you need a connection with someone in order to have sex?
A little bit, yeah, for sure.
Have you ever thought that that's like really emotional? Have you ever thought that, like, you know what, I have to be really emotionally connected to this woman? Because that's pretty what it is. You got to have a connection emotionally to this woman to want to enter her body.
Yeah, I think that's for each person to decide on their own.
I'm asking you
I don't
though.
Think of it that way. Like, I don't personally feel that way. Like, I feel like it's all just a good thing. Like, it's all good.
Yeah, well, of course, but it's a feeling though. A woman has to give you this feeling in order for you want to sleep with her, correct?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay.
I've turned down sex before because I just didn't feel the connection yet.
Okay, so this is what it is too, right? And if you look at it in reverse, when women are talking to men, do you think that they judge us based on the feeling we give them?
Yes.
Yes, right?
Yep.
So what I'm saying is, you don't think at all that you're mirroring women's behavior. Because we're hunters. We're fucking hunters. Like, we're not fucking talking with the prey. Like, we're
what are you even talking about, dude?
Well, understand what I say.
Right, yeah, I'm about to go out and prey on these women. I'm about to go.
No. I need you to understand. Sometimes when you don't understand, you think it's ignorance. But I'm actually telling you what it is.
I understand.
So if you understand the points, then you said, "What the fuck are you?" Right. So what I'm saying to you is, no. What I'm trying to show you that the mammal instinct way, the natural way, and what I'm saying is that there is a connection with a woman. To me, is earned, and I think those things for me, and I'm not knocking you for whatever you do, whatever works for you, do that. But what I'm saying, because you're saying you're not teaching people, so I don't have any stake in you, meaning I don't have a problem with what you're doing because this is working for you.
I got a problem.
Right? I don't have a problem with it, Steve, because he's not teaching other young men to do this, because I know that what he's doing eventually is going to catch up to him, because he's going to have a woman that's going to use her allure, her looks, her own game. She's going to draw you in and she's going to drain you like a bank account.
Well, he's being
No, that's
disrespectful.
insane. That's not the way I think about it at all. Because you're saying it, and I don't think we're ever going to bridge the gap. I really don't. You guys have like a very
No, because
Yeah,
we're
go ahead.
honest men with integrity. You're being fraud. You're being a fraud
that's
because
not true.
no, you want to fuck her. Yes, yes,
Oh, yeah.
right.
There's nothing fraudulent about it. It's just I have a way to get that done.
But wait a second. What I'm saying is, so do you go to McDonald's and wait 3 hours to ask for what you want, or to or sway the cashier to then ask what you want? A man goes after what he wants. I don't give a fuck what she says.
Yeah, I go after what I
No.
want. So I'm saying, hey, I want this bitch. I'm gonna try to fuck this bitch. You go in, you get rejected, you move on because you're a bitch.
But Barry, this is what I want to ask you, because the thing that you said earlier, you said that you would talk to the girl for 2 hours. I'm asking you, what happens? Like 2-3 hours, whatever it is. What happens when you've done all that stuff and you've been dealing with an attention whore the whole time?
You can tell when a girl is an attention whore, dude. Like, come on.
So what I'm saying is then why would you spend 2 or 3 hours?
There's a level of social intuition that goes on here.
Okay, so tell me, how do you know that a girl's an attention whore?
God, I'm gonna keep trying this thing. I'm gonna keep
so
trying
Barrett,
this thing.
how do you know she's an attention whore? So tell me some signs that she's an attention whore.
Jesus.
Some signs that she's an attention whore would be like basically asking me to buy her a drink, or that's a big one. But the thing is, I rarely even have that experience. If you're doing the right things.
So what's the right thing? So Barrett, I want to have sex with this girl. What are the guaranteed things I need to do within the 2 hours to where I'm going to have sex with her?
Exactly.
Get her to qualify.
What does that mean?
Display your. So basically, getting her to qualify is essentially setting it up to where she earns my approval.
Okay, so why would she want to earn your approval if she's not attracted to you?
Because she doesn't know enough about me. It's like you have to.
No. What I'm saying is, there's a girl named Tiffany you're talking to. You're trying to get her to qualify, and you're trying to get her to earn your approval. I think a girl named Tiffany once, actually. Right. But what I'm saying is, in her mind, she's saying, "I will never sleep with Barrett. I'm not attracted to him. I don't want to have sex with him." But you don't know this yet. So what I'm saying is, at that point, you're wasting time trying to get her to earn your approval when she doesn't care about your approval.
See, that mindset shift. I actually disagree with what you just said. There are very few instances where that's ever even going to be true.
Can I ask you a question?
So wait. So you're trying to tell me that every random girl you talk to that you try to qualify her is gonna give a fuck about getting your approval?
Would I say every single girl? No, I'd say at least 80%.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, let's go with that.
Women are attracted to certain things. Women are attracted to certain things. Okay, you have to, in my opinion, in order to get the girl you want, you have to display the things that women are generally attracted to.
What is that? How
do you know that she's attracted to you, Barrett? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because check this out. What I'm saying is you could be talking to a girl for an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, and in her mind, she's basically saying, "I have no interest in Barrett." And what I'm telling you is, you can't get a woman who has no interest in you to have interest in you. If she has zero interest, she don't have any interest.
But
you're wasting 2 hours.
It's more of a gray area than that, because
no, it's not.
Yeah, I think it is. I actually think it is.
Okay, wait, Barrett, real quick. Let me ask you this.
There are women who are straight up, who are just yes girls, right? That seems to be what you go for only.
No. See, hold on real quick. I got to stop you right there. Because you said something. You said there are women that are yes girls. Women are always yes girls to men they are sexually attracted to.
Exactly.
Right. But the majority, here's what I'd say is the majority of women, unless you're like, I don't know, who would be an example of somebody who's extremely high value that just every girl knows.
You see?
But
there we go. I know where you're going with this.
Okay. Yeah.
Barrett, quick, wait, Barrett. How do you ask for the pussy? Let's go there. How do you ask for the sex? Like, at what point, after you're done with 3 hours, whatever, how do you ask her to come back to your place?
I say, let's go back to my place.
Okay, then why don't you say that in the first 5 seconds?
All right. So are you telling me that every girl that you've slept with in the last however many years, you have gone up to her, said, "Hey, let's go have sex" within the first 5 seconds? Is that what you're telling me?
Young man,
Every girl that I wanted to have sex with, I wanted to have sex with me. She said yes, absolutely.
yes, but
The ones who didn't said no.
That's not true.
But guess
You
what?
already said that's
Anytime.
not, first of all, you already said that's not true. Like that was
No,
actually
I said every girl that I wanted to have sex with, that wanted to have sex with me, we had sex. The ones who didn't, we didn't. So what I'm saying is I didn't spend 2 hours.
But what I'm saying is, here's what I'm saying, because like I already said, we're not going to bridge this gap. You have this belief that those girls that said no, if they wanted to, they would have just said yes right away. I agree with that if they knew who you were.
Barrett, two things. Tell me 2 lines. Tell me 2 lines that you would technically say to a woman that makes her pussy tingle. Because this, I guess, because again, you're not telling us what the fuck you talk. This can't be real. I think you're punking us. There is no way that you're gonna sit there and chit chat with a bitch for 3 hours. What the fuck are you talking about for 3 hours?
Well, maximum 3 hours, right? Because
that's what I'm saying. Why so long? How long does it take for her to get to know you? To know if she wants to fuck you?
Well, you know, we're having a night out. It's fun. Usually I'm with my friends. It's a cool thing,
you know? Yo, listen. How much time do you guys have on your hands to be doing this type of shit? Like,
just the weekends.
But this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. You keep saying, because, okay, that's like if, let's say a gay dude is trying to pick up a guy who's straight. The straight guy has no
Sounds like you
interest
have a lot
in
of
him.
experience with that.
No, this is what I'm trying to get you to understand based on your logic. By your logic, a gay dude can pick up a straight guy if he lets the straight guy qualify to him.
That doesn't even make any fucking sense.
Exactly. Just like it doesn't make sense for you to try to get a woman who doesn't give a shit about you to qualify to you.
What I'm saying actually makes sense because men and women actually behave differently, by the way. We're different genders. Women behave differently than men. So that
no, we all behave the same sexually. When we're sexually attracted to someone, we're going to get a
yeah, but women are sexually attracted to different things. Like women are actually just attracted to different things.
So right. So the dudes are attracted to different things.
Right. So if a woman's attracted to a guy, knowing that he's a man and she wants to have sex with him, and there's another guy that she'll have sex with when he wears her down, which means talking to the girl for 3 hours. So what I'm saying is you choose which guy you want to be. So you're the 3 hour guy. I'm the 5.
You're the guy who gives up as soon as you get rejected.
Okay, so
give up. Wait, hold on. Wait, my bad. Let me ask you this. So when a woman says no, you keep talking to her?
No, I get her attention first. If she says no, then I would walk away. Yeah.
That's a rejection. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm not going to. If it's a hard no, I'm talking. So
what is a hard no?
So I'm going to give you my perspective of game. Like game helps influence.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Game helps influence the girls that are in between. You're talking about the yes girls. I would define them as the yes girls. I'm talking about girls that they're not so sure, right?
Also, they're not so sure. Why are they not so sure?
Because they don't know me.
No, they're not so sure because they don't like you. They're sure that they don't like you like that, which is why you got to spend more time.
Maybe that's your perspective.
Okay.
See, you're viewing it from, maybe you think that they don't like you, right? So you walk away.
No, Barrett, I got you, Barrett, I got you. So I hear what you're saying. So I think we can agree there's levels of sexual attraction where you have women, they want you right now, and you have other women, they're kind of like, I mean, he's cute, he's okay, but they're uncertain. You said it, uncertain, right?
Yep.
So what we're trying to say is, and let me speak for myself. Okay, me personally, the women who show any type of trepidation or resistance, I don't want those women, right? And the reason why I don't want those women is because I strictly deal with women only on my terms. And,
I know. You've all said that like 1,000 times. I get that perspective. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying I don't subscribe to that. And I actually think that it's kind of a bad thing to teach.
So you're cool with chasing. So Barry, you're cool with chasing.
You guys are like I said from the beginning, I view it as an actual skill. I view it as I can actually get better at this thing the way I would view any other skill. You guys don't seem to view it that way.
So Barrett, so you're cool with chasing women who are not that interested in you?
That's crazy.
That's a weird way to put it because that's
but that's what it is.
Not like my mind frame.
Okay, let me put it a different way. Let me put it a different way. You're cool with continuing to engage with women who don't see you as the first choice?
Up to a point, yeah. I'd say like,
okay, then there we go. So listen, I'm glad we got to this point to so we know the difference. So you have some guys who only deal with women on their terms and guys that only deal with women who are extremely highly sexually attracted to them. Then you have other guys who deal with women who are going to put them through the ringer and have them chase and let them work hard to get the pussy.
Yeah, but you view it that way. I don't. I think it's
No, we call them by any means
like, it's like,
necessary.
I'm
By
attempting
any
your
means
thing to
necessary,
see
I'm getting this
to-
pussy. We don't operate like that.
You know,
So I mean, I know what you're saying, but I'm still confused where you feel like that it's okay for a woman to, you know, not choose you and not choose you with your initial reaction.
To be honest, I feel like the only way to really.
I gotta,
do this
sorry
would
guys,
be,
I
like,
gotta
to
cut you
go-
off. Lorenzo has joined, so thanks Barrett for coming. By the way, super honorable that you showed.
And
at least you showed up, Barrett.
I appreciate you coming in, bro. I appreciate you coming in, man. Appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you guys as well.
thank you, Barrett.
Yeah, for sure. Am I getting kicked right now? Are you guys kicking me?
Just jump off. I don't want to be mean and kick you, but
Yeah,
yeah,
don't
just
worry.
jump
Good
off
talking. It
the
was
call
fun.
and we'll
Yes, sir.
transition.
Yep, peace.
But thanks for jumping in. Very honorable to be
Very
the man,
honorable.
show your
Very
face
honorable.
and all that kind of stuff. Lorenzo has disappeared.
Lorenzo.
Can you come back? Maybe if you get some technical issues. And,
Oh, you got scared.
It's all good,
You got
but
scared again.
I want to give you a chance. I want to give you a chance. So
You know, I think one of my biggest problems really is when they call it game.
That's
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I think it's just such a it tarnishes the word so much, bro. So I really think people have taking on something that they believe that this word actually means. What this word originated from was something they have no clue about. So they've taken the word and they should just use the word Riz. That's what they really should use, because that word is being created because the word game is meant for people who actually have it.
Mm-hmm.
The Riz word is just something these youngsters use because they believe it's
cringe. Yeah.
Yeah, they believe it's for they believe it means something that, oh, this is to manipulate the mind of a woman in order for her to engage in conversations or, some type of outcome that you desire. But they don't understand game at all.
Well, he told on himself, because he said when he would be talking to a woman for 2 or 3 hours, he mentioned how attractive the woman was. To essentially say the more attractive she is, the more time he's willing to put in. So
the way he phrased that, it made it seem like he was just chasing a girl around the nightclub for 2 to 3 hours like an abandoned puppy. Like,
and look, here's my thing, and it comes down to value, right? One of the most invaluable resources that a man has is his time. What he's saying is, I value access to that woman sexually so much, I will give an abundance of my time to achieve it. Jeez. And what we're saying is, I value my time more than I do pussy. So right. she has a little bit of time to show me what she's about. And if she don't show me this little bit of time she got, I'm moving on to the next chick. I value my time.
I think what Barrett is missing, and a lot of these pickup guys, they think that we're just like hit women over the head with a club or something.
Right.
Like that. But we hit the women over the head with our mouthpiece, our sexuality, and our confidence in who we are. We don't see, the thing is, I see what Barrett's doing. Barrett has to spend 3 hours because Barrett can't fuck. Barrett has to spend 3 hours because Barrett doesn't have a mouthpiece to influence her to make a decision and say, you know what? Because I can hear what you're saying, and you have experience. When you have experience, you don't force a woman, manipulate a woman, deceive a woman. You're just saying, this is who I am. What the fuck are you going to do? And whatever you do is none of my fucking business. Because I don't know why they always look at this rejection game, or what was that thing, that turnover rate? What did he say? A turnover rate?
Close rate.
Burn rate?
What the fuck?
I can't remember who.
That? Yeah, what is a close rate? What the fuck is that? I never go out.
I just can't imagine talking to a woman for 3 hours.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what the fuck?
3 hours?
Lorenzo, turn off your camera if you're going to do that.
I don't even like being around my girl for 3 hours, let alone a new chick. Like, goddamn.
So my policy is we got to show our faces here. We're men. We got nothing to hide. So
Turn on the light, bro. I told you he was in that basement.
Like,
I told you he
what's
was in
all
the
that
basement.
weird shit, man?
I'm fascinated to know what you have to say.
I
So
told
let's do
you.
this.
I told you this cat was in the basement.
Weird,
I
dog.
told you.
He's got
No windows in the room.
man, just weird, dog. Oh my God.
Look,
Now
look, dog.
at him.
Okay,
Just
hold on.
Look, dog. Look.
Let me give some support here. Come on, Lorenzo. Turn on the lights. Turn on the lights.
Bro, I'm telling you,
do
no,
it.
I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting
and
for
I'm
you.
so happy this is happening.
We're getting an
Because
MTV
what
Crib
we
style
want to we
tour
want to
of the
show
place.
you guys in the chat that this is what you get right here. This is him. This is the guy right here that says we need receipts.
Yeah, receipts.
Look, man, his whole house was running off a backup generator from next door.
We need light bulbs. Come on,
I'm telling
Lorenzo.
you,
We
bro,
need some light bulbs.
He
And
washes.
put the camera on you, bro.
Light
What is
bulbs.
going
He
on?
washes
Turn
every
on-
6
Turn
months.
on the light, Lorenzo. Come on. Turn
Bro.
on the light. Turn on the light.
This
Everyone
but
say
this is what we
light
talking
bulb
about. See,
global.
dudes,
Come on.
guys, remember, trolls on the internet. This is how they live it.
This is what their whole life is, bro. Losers. Losers,
And
bro.
Lorenzo, at least say something. You still haven't even talked. Take your shit off.
He has a
Yeah,
no
unmute your
central,
mic
no,
at the very least.
no central air heating. He has a box fan or floor heater in there.
Y'all see what I'm saying, guys? Y'all
Wow, I'm
see
saying,
all the
dog.
guys that talk shit, they can't even stand
Damn,
up.
is that
Lorenzo-
a decapitated
Lorenzo is a
head
loser.
right there?
Lorenzo's a
What's
loser.
going
So
on?
wait, Lorenzo came up here to do nothing.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
I
on,
gotta
man.
say that's
Lorenzo-
an impressive headboard. Show us your sexy place. Come on.
He ain't got
Turn
no
on the
fucking
lights.
head. That
I see
headboard has
3 light
never been
bulbs here.
used. That headboard's never been used. You've never had a
Sir.
bitch on the
Oh,
headboard.
we got a whole.
Oh my God!
Come
there's
on,
a whole
bro.
light
Come on,
bulb.
bro.
We not
Let's
talking.
go. Come on.
This ain't
Tell your-
cribs. Start
tell your
talking,
mom to get
Are
motherfucker.
off
you
your
cooking?
couch.
Oh my God, bacon! How offensive!
Tell your
Oh my
mom to
God,
get
a
off the.
microwave.
Hey, he
Okay.
waited till his mom went to the store to use the whole house.
Oh my God, dirty.
Damn.
His whole house.
Hey, open the fridge. You can use
It's
the lights
filthy.
from the fridge.
It's filthy. Filthy, bro.
Use the lights from the fridge. You
Nah,
got
this
no
nigga,
lights.
he
Use the
wasting
fridge.
time.
Look,
He
look, man, he got
about
he got fucking night lights in the house, bro. He
You
must be
let him go,
17.
This is what losers do, bro.
Oh, look at how filthy that bathroom was. That bathroom was filthy.
Damn.
He got caught. He didn't think so.
Okay.
He was like, oh shit,
The
the
lights are
bathroom is
on.
filthy.
Was that
Filthy
a baby
bathroom.
chair?
I don't even know if we putting him on camera on the live.
He's
we ain't
giving
seen
us
it.
a fucking tour of his place.
So
Damn.
Lorenzo, start talking,
Okay.
Bro.
fucker. Take your shit off.
2
me.
washing machines.
Y'all
That's
should
good.
have been got him up out of here.
It's
bro.
wrong
Yeah,
with
get it.
Oh
Go
my
ahead.
God, the doors are
Oh,
opening.
this
Hey,
is street.
Uh-oh. Let's see the license plate.
Are we gonna have a privacy thing here?
Yeah, I would hang him up.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
I
hang-
can
next
see my
thing-
own
on this guy.
reflection.
Hang up on this
he
guy.
may
I still
destroy
haven't
your,
seen your face, but I can see my face.
he may
in the
destroy your
reflection
camera,
of
bro.
your
He's
car.
gonna be butt naked on the camera in a
Yeah,
minute.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
you might well
take
delete him,
off the
dog. You
screen.
might well take him off.
Yeah,
Go
take
on,
him off
calm before the storm.
He ain't really about nothing. He had
I'll
a
give you
whole
10 seconds. 10 seconds to show
10
your
seconds
face
to get
and
on.
Let's
to-
have a
to- to
discussion. Let's go.
Open your mic, bro. Come on, fam.
10,
You talking all that shit in the chat.
9,
Hey,
Eight,
dog,
You can't say
go, dog.
nothing.
7, 6,
Fucking lose.
5, 4, 3. Okay, that's enough.
Oh,
See, that's what I'm saying. You see
What
what
a
I'm saying?
Knew it
fucking
was
loser.
coming.
See, I told you,
Oh.
Well, Ice White, you didn't put him on the camera though, did you?
You
He
didn't
wasn't
put
on
him
the camera at all.
You put him on the camera, did you, Ice White?
I think that was a salami. I don't know.
No,
We'll
no,
probably
no.
do
Yeah,
it.
No,
just
Ice
stuck
White,
his
we're
finger in
asking you.
his-
He
he
wasn't
stuck
on
his finger
camera
in
the whole
his
time,
blood.
right?
Camera the whole time. I'm just
No,
saying.
he
Nah,
was
he
on there in
wasn't-
the beginning for a quick second. I
He
saw his
wasn't on the
head.
stream. He wasn't
I
on the
saw his
stream,
head a
though.
quick second.
Hey,
Um,
all y'all out
probably
there,
have
this
to
is why the
edit
guy, the guy walks around his shitty ass mom's crib, and then he pulls out his junk like a weirdo. This is what we're saying to all these guys that talk shit about us.
Mhm.
This is why they talk shit, because they know if they show their fucking faces, they're losers.
And he was so pressured to come on here, and he just wanted
Weird.
to tour his house.
Oh my god,
Bro, is this
Oh
is
my
is is this fucking house flippers we're on?
Oh
This
my
dude showed us
Well,
a fucking.
listen,
I'm never
I'm
doing
glad
that
that
again.
Ice White. I'm glad you didn't put him on the
God,
camera.
good job,
On
sir.
the screen on the
Yeah.
on the YouTube joint because see that and that's
I think
fucked
I
up.
did. I
No,
think I
no.
did.
April
anyone
said
see
she
it?
didn't- Nah, April said she didn't see him at all. So
We didn't see
he
him,
wasn't on the actual.
Oh,
He's
that's
on the
good.
Zoom, but he
Oh.
wasn't-
Guys,
Good.
in the chat, can you tell me did you see it or did you not see
No, they
it?
didn't because he didn't make a sound. So I
No.
think I don't know what you got it
Nah,
on
he
Zoom.
didn't- they didn't see because I was looking at
I
the
tried
stream
to
too.
Zoom.
You never put him on the actual screen of the live stream, so he
I tried
didn't.
to
Nobody
pin
saw
it.
him.
Okay, maybe If I
You
get
know, on the
that,
Zoom,
maybe.
you know,
Yeah.
when you do Zoom,
Okay,
you gotta
that's good.
organize it for it to be the box, so
Right,
all
but-
of us could be seen it
Right,
together.
but yeah, but you didn't show him. So
That's
good thing we didn't show him. But for those in the chat,
Zoom saved us. Thank
this
you,
fucking
Zoom.
loser,
Guy.
right? Jeopardize the fucking, you know, like when you do shit like that, you can jeopardize somebody's channel.
Yeah,
So that's disrespectful to Ice White for you to come on here and do that fuck shit.
Let me, yeah, that's for real. I'll tell you this. My wife has cancer. My wife has a terminal fucking illness. You mess with me, you got a real fucking problem.
Yeah, I
So
kick him out, dog.
I'm not that kind of fucking guy who picks fights, but for you to challenge people on a YouTube channel, just challenge anyone in general, and you don't live up to your own fucking words, you don't show your face, you are the fucking loser.
Right.
Nobody can fucking disagree.
But these are the guys that dominate the people who watch the content, though. These
But
type
this
of
is
guys.
this is why women
Hey,
appear.
fellas, I gotta go. I gotta holler at y'all. Peace.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch up.
Brother.
I gotta go in a minute too. But this is why women appear as if they're winning in the world. Because these type of men, it's not enough of men out here, though. This is what women get right there. This is what they fucking gotta settle for. These type of men, if they want some type of conversation or 3-hour messages, 3-hour conversations with men, you know what I mean? This is what they got to settle for, man. That type of stuff, man. But I'm going to catch up with y'all, man. I got to get up out of here, man. I'm on West Coast time, but I got to go handle my business, man. But I'm going to appreciate it. Hey, let me know the next time, man. It's up.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Always,
tell
always.
everybody else to come through for the next time. So we probably could just wrap this up since we down anyway.
I'm gonna keep on going as long as possible. So anyone who wants to stay, let's fucking go through. We only got through like one question, 1.5.
Is that right? Really? Only? Oh my god.
Normally it's like 20, 25, whatever. You know.
Damn, he had a bunch of questions that we didn't even get to.
Who's staying with me here?
So I'll stay another like 15
Let-
minutes, and then
let's
I'll have to wrap this up. But we could go ahead.
All right, let's get a fucking fresh question. Oh, I did have a, let's see if there's a super chat here. Some Game Wise DJ says sexual attraction has no FaceTime fashion status or money amount attached to it. So nice comment there. Anything you guys want to say? I just want to open it up to you guys for a moment.
No, I mean I just want to say that you know, it's important for these young guys to have some game out here, because then you're gonna be like these losers, Lorenzo, that you know, will do some goofy shit because he don't stand on nothing. And this is the thing, because shout out to Devin, shout out to even Barrett that called up. You understand what I'm saying? Like
Barrett,
men,
respect.
Yeah.
we stand on our shit, because at least when Barrett called up, he was like, yo, this is what I believe, this is what I'm doing. I agree, I disagree, whatever. Cool. That's not and listen, we all here to talk our shit and learn whatever it is like that. But you got losers like Lorenzo, bro. It's like this type of shit is unacceptable, because you don't realize, and I'm so glad we didn't put you on the screen, but you don't realize how your actions, because you're doing some goofy shit, can impact somebody else. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's not no man shit right there. That's crazy.
Yeah, you kick him out. I would kick him out of your chat, dog, for that disrespect.
Yeah, he need to get blocked, like for real.
Block
Like,
him, dog, because you don't need somebody in like that, dude. That's disrespectful to you and your channel, dude. He should be getting fucked up. But see, that's what's weird, yo. Y'all gotta, I just tell the women, y'all gotta be careful about people like this. I said women should be on alert from people.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, what other questions you got that we could, you know?
All right, let's dig into whatever I can find here. Let's see. Just give me a moment.
Damn, it's over. Fuck.
Well, okay, here's one. What was the strangest style of game that you have seen that worked?
Strangest style.
Yeah, maybe you, Devin. It's you.
I know guys that are just very upfront, like they'll just literally go up and they'll do that. They'll close on the open, like, hey, let's just get out of here and go back to my place. And they'll burn down like 9 out of 10 approaches, but the last approach, like, you know, the 10th one, it'll work. Right. And what works for some people might not work for others. But I'm trying to think in terms of strange though. Strange. Whip their dick out like Lorenzo at the club, and
Hey,
girls
that
come
didn't work. That never works.
helicopter.
It takes you to jail. Hey, that's game. It takes you to jail. You get laid there, as in fucked in the ass. That's game, right?
Yo.
That's crazy.
Type of game.
Christ.
No,
Prison
that looks
game.
strange. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the thing is it's like I don't you know, if it's strange, I don't think it's really game. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's some other shit. So I don't really look at it that way. So it's like I feel like some people will do goofy things to try to get a certain result. But I would consider that, like weak game or basically no game, which is the same thing. But I wouldn't consider that game or having game to be doing, some weird, strange, goofy stuff. But a lot of times what happens is the fact that you're doing the weird stuff to try to make a certain outcome happen, that means that you're not actually getting things going based on you. So anytime you're doing anything to try to get a specific outcome, you're being disingenuous. You see what I'm saying? So just like this, and I don't want to get on Barrett, but just like if you're saying, well, I'm just going to talk to this girl for 3 hours to try to make this happen, you don't want to talk to her for 3 hours, but you think if I do talk to her for 3 hours, I'm going to get the pussy. So that means that you're being disingenuous with your actions and what you're doing.
Yeah, I think the strangest thing is what I just heard from Barrett. I've never heard that. It was just the most strangest thing. I mean, if it works for him, but I just would never talk to one for 2 hours, more or less three. I just couldn't waste my time just with one woman. That's the strangest thing. I don't even still don't even know what he talks about. What can you talk about in 3 hours, man?
That's wild.
Yeah, that's the strangest thing. What just happened? Other than
I don't even go on a date for 3 hours. Like
Right,
that's crazy.
yeah, fuck yeah, yeah, never.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See y'all fucked it up now because some of y'all wanted to come on and Ice is like, fuck that. He ain't bringing nobody else on.
I knew that would fucking happen. This has never happened to me before. And I'm new to live streams too. I only started doing live streams a few live streams ago. The Mystery versus Ross Jeffries debate. And this is the first time I ever opened it up to the chat, random people. So I'll never do that again. Like never. I'll never fucking do that
See,
again.
Lorenzo
It was
fucked
great.
it up.
Lorenzo. No, not Lorenzo. Barrett. Barrett was perfect.
Right.
You can have your disagreements, and that is a man who shows up. We talked about this, but yeah, let's not entertain the losers. Let's talk about real valuable things that the audience will actually find useful. So that is what the dating coach panel was supposed to be for. If you guys got any questions, just drop a super chat and I'll use those questions and we'll go through them. That is the point. I'd rather not entertain these random people anymore. Okay, here's a good one that's great for this particular lineup. How do you deal with rejection without taking it too personally or letting it bring you down?
Well, I'll go first with that. I don't believe there's such thing as rejection. Rejection is only for those that set expectations on the woman. I always believe that I'll stand on who I am. One thought, one mind, one way. And I'm going to talk to the woman the same way. I don't give a fuck if she's a titty woman, ass, they have a big ass, she's Spanish. I don't give a fuck what she is. I'm going to talk to her the same way. I can only do what I can do. I have no control over that woman. That woman has a right to have a boyfriend. She has a right to be married. Hell, she has a right not to even be interested in me. And I don't look at that. I'm harder on myself when they say yes versus when they say no. I don't give a fuck about what they say. It just doesn't. I just present myself. That's all I can do. This is who I am. And if you're going to accept it, you will. And if you don't, you don't. But I don't see it as a rejection because that means I'm giving the woman power. I'm giving power to a complete stranger over myself to make her to feel rejected. I'm giving her an opportunity to get on my dick. I don't run behind pussy. That's the kind of motherfucker I am. I don't run behind pussy. I give them an opportunity to get on this dick. And if they don't want it, I don't care.
I'll just say, it's part of the whole process. I think a lot of times a lot of guys' egos will try to make them figure out ways to not, get rejected, or they'll try to, find, like, just for example, like, again, I'm so glad Barrett came up. Him talking for that long is a way to delay a rejection. You see what I'm saying? This is why a lot of times, I don't necessarily, support like spending all this time and energy on a woman, because all you're doing is delaying the inevitable. Because if the girl is not interested, she's going to reject you. And a lot of guys think they have a skill to turn that around. No, there's actual women who there's nothing you can do because they don't like you. And all they're going to do is take your attention. So a woman who doesn't like you will still take your attention, making you think it's possible for things to go down. But what's going to happen is that she will reject you at the end of the day once you try to make that move. But also understanding that there are women who are not going to be interested also means there are women who are going to be interested. So this is why the game is about you finding the women who are interested in you instead of wasting time trying to delay rejection from women who are not interested. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the thing is too is like, would you rather reject yourself by not even going up and talking to the girl, by not even communicating your intent, by holding back, or would you rather get potentially rejected, right? By at least putting it on the line, by at least trying, taking risk and going up and talking to the girl, right? Like a lot of guys reject themselves before the women even have a chance to.
True.
Right. That is real shit.
It's real shit, man. I agree.
Already, any other comments on this?
Yeah, and I would just say too, it's like analyze, like you can only control what you can control. You can only focus on what you should only focus on what you can control, right? If there's elements that you could improve, right? Like maybe your voice was a little squeaky, you weren't completely present in the interaction, you were thinking about what other people around you were, how they were perceiving that. Change that for next time. Always improve on something. But if you felt like you were yourself, you left it on the field, then there's nothing you can do but just feel sorry for her that she never got to go on a date with you and experience what you're like, right?
Real talk.
Where do you guys meet most of the women that you end up dating? PUAs would be used to day game, night game, those kind of differentiations, but just use whatever kind of terminology you use.
It's basically is this planet called Earth. That's where I meet him. So it's wherever. It could be on the street, at the bar, at the club, online, everywhere. So I think, when you have that abundance or the mindset of abundance, everywhere. So there's no place that you can't meet and attract women. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that a lot of guys got to understand.
Yeah.
So opportunity, just sorry to cut you up there, Steve, but PUAs go for day games. Some guys, not every day gamer, but some guys will go, since you're in New York, to Washington Square Park, for example, and spend like 2 hours doing their PUA stuff there. That's like the hardcore kind of day game. I'll dedicate 2 hours to go into this particular location and just chat to a bunch of women who are roaming around. What you're saying is kind of more like opportunity around your life, wherever you're going. You're going on the way to the movies. That is an opportunity, whatever gateways of whatever you're doing. So is that what you're kind of saying?
Oh,
well, yeah.
I think it's so beneficial to really, because a lot of guys have no idea what kind of woman they want to attract, right? They're just looking for anything. But if you actually get a solid list together, right? Like what you want to attract, what kind of girl? Like, is she into the gym regularly? Does she eat healthy? You start going to those places more often, right? Like I find the best kind of women to talk to are the girls that are in the gym, are the girls that are shopping at Whole Foods and surround themselves with that kind of lifestyle. Just put yourself in the right environments where the conversations can get started easier, right? Where it's like, a little about the thing or the places that you're going or the interest or hobby that you have, and leave the house.
Yeah, well, for me, I see the thing is that what I feel a lot of guys have problems with, they're going. So Locario and I are saying we just go out to live our lives. I mean, we if I gotta, because I'm old, I'm 53, so I used to always talk about I had to go pay my bills at the grocery store, or I had to go to the washateria and things like that, wherever I had to go. I just go out living my life. I don't go out looking for women. And there's so much pressure on these guys to take a block off of time to look for women because they don't know how to even interact with a woman versus just going out and doing something. Women are everywhere. You're going to run into everywhere. It's actually not where the women are. It's what are you going to say in that situation and in that moment. So I don't look at it as where do you go at days or nights, midnight, getting dusk and dawn or whatever. It's just We go out, and if I see something I'm interested in, I'm gonna give it an opportunity to talk to me, and that's it.
I just want to say something interesting. I'm kind of this just occurred to me. Some guys might not know my history because part of it is kind of hidden. I used to work in cybersecurity. It used to be my job to find people. So Lorenzo, I know how to find you.
We'll find you.
So
I have a very particular set of
Set of
skills.
skills.
I have a very particular set of skills. And people have been arrested because of me. I used to work in sting operations. So whatever panic is going through your mind right now on this live stream and the chat's probably
Is he
going
still in the
wild.
chat?
I kicked it. Well, he's not
I'm sure he's
able
probably
to
watching still.
communicate anymore. Maybe he's watching. But whatever could be racing through your mind, don't worry. We'll see. I got time. So anyway, what do you guys think about that in the chat? That'll be pretty interesting. I don't need to say anymore. I'm a man who actually fucking does things. So I'm not fucking afraid of fucking losers who don't leave their house. That's the other thing. Steve, you were saying you leave the house. That's a difference there. That's another observation that I'm learning a lot today. Some people leave their house and some people don't. And
Well,
the people who do probably have game, right? So that's the funny thing.
But Nolan, the thing is, Locario and I are artists, okay? So Locario's a rapper. I just write poetry, but we have a fan club of women that send us naked pictures and hit on us all the time. So we're in the house as well. If you ever watch any of our lives, we have nothing but women in there as well, flirting with us, trying to get at us and all the other stuff. And then we don't even, I mean, we keep our eyes focused, but that's the thing that a lot of young men don't understand. It's not about going out or going in. I'm all things. I can get them in, I can get them out. It doesn't matter because I am. It's about me. So I think the guy, I think Nolan, I think a guy in the chat, Nolan Richards said something like, he said, "Oh, so why now are they say it matters what you say to women?" It's always matter what you say to women because of what kind of influence. But I don't ask questions. I don't believe a man interview. Okay, here's the thing. I've always had a problem. Nice guys and good guys are the worst scoundrels in the world because they fake being nice and deceive women for sex. As a man, I just want to be honest with a woman because I don't care what she says, but at least I'm going to give her the chance to be, this is who I am. This is what I want. What are you going to do? Versus try to pretend that I'm interested in you and pretend that I want to spend time with you and ask you all these questions like I want to date you only to say, let's fuck. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
There's a clip from 1992 where Ross Jeffries, who's the father figure of the pickup artist community, he says on NBC in 1992, it's the nice guy who's the phony. Lots of other interesting quotations that line up with what you said. That'll be interesting to have you guys discuss whatever with Ross Jeffries. Is very insightful. But yeah, great points so far. Any other comments on this?
Yeah, also too, like design your life to get out there or to have some passion or purpose, something that you're doing other than just, working the 9 to 5 and then going to the gym and coming home and having a couple beers and going to bed, right? Like have excitement in your life, do fun passions or activities that actually light you up, that you're actually excited to go do. Because a lot of guys are just stuck in this routine where it's like they're not really doing anything that fulfills them.
You guys have highlighted a few themes like just now as well throughout this call: identity and purpose, and especially identity, I think. So what was kind of touched on at the beginning of this panel was a lot of guys lack identity. They can't really find themselves. They struggle to find themselves. And some guys like Barrett, they're capable of coming on, showing your face. That's a man who has some integrity, identity. Do you have any advice for guys who are struggling with what their passions are, what their purpose is, what their identity should be, how to build that?
But that's why. Yeah, go ahead, Dave. Oh, go ahead, D. You got it, brother. You got it, Devin.
Yeah. So I think it really just starts with like figuring out who you were before the world told you who you should be, right? Before all the programming, before a voice got in your head, told you shouldn't do something. Going back to that place of childhood curiosity where it's like, okay, you started to just do whatever you want without having that people pleaser mask on, without trying to impress people or trying to say the right thing or to try to fit in.
Right. That's
Right?
why that's what game is all about. That's what people don't understand. That's the essence of game. And that's what it is to understand who you are, not in this world, but to yourself. Like Devin was saying, so many of these young men lost the concept of who they are based off of how they started to feel their anxieties, and they created and labeled things and then walked away from who they actually were. The thing about game at its core is an unconditional love for yourself. That's it at its core. Nothing. It's about loving me so much, because I've always said at the end of the day, I always tell people to watch a documentary called The Great Sperm Race to, number one, know that your mother is the ultimate killer because you wiped out all your brothers and sisters. But number two, there was something inside of you that got you to the egg. That what you didn't have to go on sperm tube, you didn't have to go on spermogram or anything like that. There was just something inside you that had a drive of your behavior to get to the egg. And what we're saying as teaching young men game is we're trying to get you back to that essence of learning who you are and stop worrying about everybody else. Have a belief, have a love, and a concept of oneself, and then you'll be fine at the end of the day.
Yeah, the thing is, and shout out to my dude, Miles Cunningham. He has the Masculine Identity Membership, masculineidentitymembership.com. And that basically we're talking about, when we talk about identity, is understanding who you are and not wavering or moving based on anything else but yourself. And so the unfortunate part is, this is why a lot of you guys out there lose with women, because you'll say, I'll do this, right, based on how hot the girl is. You understand what I'm saying? Or I'll do that based on if the woman is doing. So a lot of times you switch up who you are and what you're about because you think the girl's hot. You're like, well, she's hot, so I'm going to do this for her. Even though I never go out to expensive restaurants, but I'm going to go out to an expensive restaurant for her. And that means that you ain't got your own identity. You're just going based on what the woman is doing and trying to get her in that sense. You see what I'm saying?
You see, interesting.
Yeah.
I do have so there's I call this message game. There's a line that I would use called the free things line, where I would test for her blueprint in terms of what kind of date she would like to go on. So the line basically is, and there are various variations, but what are free things you would love to do for a first date? And then the basic way it works is, she tells me those free things that are probably her ideal date, and then I just go with one of those, or if they're too impractical, I'll just do whatever I want to do that makes sense. So what are your thoughts on that, and how you construct and choose your own date ideas?
Yeah, I don't ever ask a woman what she wants to do. I just tell her what we're gonna do. And so part of the process of me vetting her and testing her to see even if she's a woman that I want to even deal with is she going along with what I say without any friction or resistance? So if I say, hey, listen, Friday night, let's go get drinks at this place. If she's like, oh, but actually, I don't really drink, or actually, it'll be better if we went to dinner, because any of that type of stuff, I'm not dealing with you. You understand what I'm saying? So remember, when we talk about even identity, game is about doing things on your terms. So if it's my terms, I ain't asking you about shit. I'm not asking you for your input. Now, once she becomes my girlfriend, wife, or somebody significant in my life, right? Then we can actually, have a conversation about that. You feel what I'm saying? Of, oh, we're, let's go here tonight, or hey, let's try this and that, and she can do all that back and forth. But first, I got to see, is this woman gonna follow my lead? Now I need to see from the jump, can you follow me, and can you listen to me, and can you go in the direction I'm going in, and are you coachable long term? And then but you find that out all at the beginning. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, the truth is, at the end of the day, that we always try to put guys in environments to feel comfortable in. That's what we always call it. I call it a sound check, because one thing I always say, Game Global, the thing you learn about people that actually have game is that they'll teach you new things that you never heard before. So I talk about sound checks. I always always tell guys, go to the places that you always go to just be in a comfortable environment, but never sway on what a woman. I don't take a woman out to eat or anything like that. I would either go to a place called Leg Spread Your Ass Cheeks, or I'll go to a place where we'll feed the ducks. We'll go for coffee, tea, or ice cream or something like that. But I will never do anything outside of that. And the crazy thing about what people don't understand is women love to go anywhere you want to go because they want to go with you. It's not about the place. It's about the person going to the place. And I think that's where a lot of people get it all wrong. They assume that I've got to impress a fucking woman by slaying a dragon or a minotaur or some stupid shit like that. But no, what we're saying is that it's all about me. This is where we're going to go. This is what we're going to do. And you got every right to say no. And I've got every right to say next.
Yeah, the thing is, I talked to a guy the other day that said that he rented a Lamborghini to pick up a girl to go on a date. He rented out a suit and he took her to like the fanciest restaurant in Miami. And the thing is too, is like, what kind of picture do you think that's painting? Right? Like every day, does he have to pretend to be like James Bond 007 rolling up in a Lamborghini? Right? It's like, yeah, the whole sound check thing, right? Where it's like, okay, you know what? It's a feel out session, right? It's like, okay, do I even want to invest my time into getting to know this girl further? Right? So it's like, yeah, bring her along for the ride. You know, for one thing that I like to do is I like to go on scenic walks. I like to go out in nature, and it's like, hey, grab a coffee, go for a walk with the girl. I don't like to do dinner dates. I don't think the idea of watching her stuff her face is sexy. I don't want to be sitting there holding in farts while I'm at the dinner table with her picking food out of my teeth. I think that going to dinner dates is the worst thing you could do. And it's like, I don't eat food around girls I don't know that well. And it's also an investment of time, right? Like, what if you're sitting there 20 minutes into the date, it's like you already know that you can't stand the girl, and it's like, okay, you still got to wait for the main course to come. Like, you know, anytime you can have an easy out, an easy, like, okay, I got to get going, that's it.
Yeah, this goes back to the consistency thing and inconsistency. So I hire out a Lamborghini, rent out a suit, and then the next day I don't have a fucking Lamborghini. So you're setting yourself up to be a fucking idiot.
How long are you going to keep that charade up for?
Right.
It's just completely dumb. And like I was you might hate this, but I like to go on Reddit. I don't like to go on Reddit, but I go on Reddit sometimes and see the horrible fucking advice on there. And there were guys asking on these pickup subreddits, which are always cringe as hell. It's Reddit after all, so it's the worst of the worst. Basement dwellers. And there's this guy asking, should I get a gold watch and that kind of thing? Is that going to get you laid? Like 10 years ago, I used to wear 2 watches more than 10 years ago. And one was some cheap ass Chinese digital thing that would light up when you press the button. And the other was like a military thing. It has 3 dials, time, temperature, and the, what do you call it? The which way is north.
Ice White, real
thing.
quick. If you're in the chat, can you delete that Miles Cunningham guy? That's a fake. That's not really.
Poser.
Yeah, he talking about some bullshit.
That's
so
pretty
if
weird.
you should just delete that guy.
The guy who's saying, fellas, I teach you how to improve your confidence, money, looks, and status. That guy.
It should say Miles Cunningham on it. It said he was like, get your masculine identity membership now. It's only free for today. It's not free. So it's somebody trolling. But you know, that's one of you see what I'm saying? Like all these goddamn trolls in here.
Yeah,
I think a good question to ask yourself, like if you're thinking about buying a watch or buying or renting out a Lamborghini, it's like, or buying a car, even whatever it is, it's like, are you doing it for yourself or are you doing it to try to impress other people? You know, if you actually like watches, then yeah, do it for yourself, right? Buy the watch, buy the fancy. But if you're like, okay, well, do you think she'll like that gold watch? Should I buy that gold watch just for her?
That's exactly the point I was making in my response to this particular post. Like I have Viking armor. That is my personality. Part of my DNA comes from Sweden, Norway, and so on. So it's somewhat unique to me. I wasn't there 1,000 years ago, but this is modeled after a real find from Gotland, Sweden. That's 1,000 years old. This is made of silver. This will fucking die with me. I will never take this off. Nice. Until after I'm dead. Someone else will take it off. It'll go to my kids. But it's unique to me. It is my identity. It's tied to that. And these were the things I was saying. I don't wear any watch. I don't give a shit about that kind of thing. But the gold watch, people go for that, or you know, the Gucci belt and whatever. They buy into that kind of fashion of what other people are into because it's the popular thing. I was always anti whatever everyone else was doing. So if you look at like photos of me from many years ago, you'll see I'm wearing the same shit now that I was always fucking wearing. White shirt, blue jeans, my kind of shit. Stuff that's unique to me and non-branded. Like technically this is a brand, but it's a local one, so it's different. But that comes back into identity. It's localized to me. I'm not wearing a, let's say, New York Yankees hat or whatever, unless I'm from New York. That would make a lot of sense, and I get that it's popular. But yeah, that's just my little take on it.
And to add on to that too, it's like there's a lot of guys who, let's say in that particular example, right? They have the bracelet, they dress like how you normally dress, and then you know we're chilling, we're talking like this, and the next thing you know, it's like okay, now that guy has to go and hide his bracelet. He has to go and hide the ring or the white shirt because now he's trying to impress. He's in impressor mode, and a lot of guys will do that, right? I've even heard I hear it all the time. It's like guys that I know who are really into particular TV shows or music, it's like a girl says she doesn't like that music, right? Like let's say he's the #1 Drake fan. All he can talk about is Drake music, how he listens to Drake all the time. And the girl will be like, "Oh, I can't stand Drake." And then the guy will be like, "Yeah, me too. Drake is, oh, I don't like his music." It's like, what do you, man, look at your friggin' Spotify. That's all you listen to. But you're trying to bend the rules. You're trying to like pretend to.
It's like the guys who on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever kind of platform, they set their profile picture to the guy from Peaky Blinders or to who you said Drake. They want to be Drake because they lack their own identity. They want to be the guy from Peaky Blinders or the Joker, for example. I can't remember the guy's name, but the most recent Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix or whatever.
Joaquin
Right.
Phoenix. They
Joaquin
set a
Phoenix.
profile picture to that because, oh yeah, Sigma male. I'm a Sigma male, so I'm gonna set my profile to identify as this person who is not me because it's a movie that I really like. No, make your profile about yourself. It is your fucking profile.
And that's why they have trouble attracting women, because they don't even like who they are. They're not even showing themselves. So they're like, oh, I want to be this other person. So why would the woman want to be with you? Why would she want to, engage with you when you don't even want to be you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even want to be around you or think about yourself in a certain way. So why would the girl want to? And that's the thing that a lot of these guys don't get. They're so surface level. They're like, well, girls don't like me because I'm not 6 foot and I'm not a Chad. No, they don't like you because you hate yourself. That's why they don't like you. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy.
If I was short, I'm 6'2", by the way, for anyone watching. And of course, there are guys every once in a while.
Oh, you're 6'2". You're getting all the women, Ice White. You're a tall Chad. You're getting all the women.
Here's my game. I just stand in the middle of Times Square and I just stand there and wait for women to put their vaginas on me. That's how it works. Okay. They see, oh, look, a white guy who's 6'2" in Manhattan. He must be able to climb a skyscraper or some shit. Let me just put my vagina on his penis quickly. And yeah, that's how I get laid, of course. That's my game. No, that's not how it works. If I was short, I'm not short. So you can ignore my fucking advice if you want to. Whatever. If I was short, what looks better? A guy who is 6'2", like me, who's with a woman that you would say is hot, or a short guy who is with the woman you would say is hot? Who looks better? The guy you can't believe can do it, or the guy who's like, oh yeah, whatever. You won't notice me necessarily unless I make something more attention seeking. There's a more attention seeking factor to it. But if you see a short guy with a woman who's taller than him, she's wearing 8-inch high heels, she's sexy as shit, you're gonna notice that fucking guy and you're gonna be like, damn, that's a cool fucking guy right there. That is your you might not like this word, Steve, but that is your social proof, if anything. That's just my point. That's why I say, if you're short, you should turn the fucking table upside down and say your weakness should actually be your superpower. If you have a weakness and you can find a way to turn that upside down and benefit you, that is actually not a weakness, it's a superpower. Because you're the disabled guy in a wheelchair getting women. That's an extreme example. You got a fucking game, man. That's all I can say. Any other comments on this before the next one?
Now you go to the next question.
Alrighty. This one might be framed a particular way, but what's the best way to overcome approach anxiety during night game, nightclubs or whatever? Hey, keep in mind this channel was built on the pickup artist
I
community.
know. This
It's gonna
is
be like
also
this.
funny.
You got it, bro. I go behind you. Go ahead, man. No did it. You got it.
Okay, this is the thing.
What's
You
up?
said how to get over approach anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So the anxiety comes from worrying about the outcome. You understand? So you have the anxiety because you're scared the woman's going to say no, or you're scared of the woman not liking you, so forth and so on. So you're worried about the outcome because part of the reason why you want to outcome a certain way is because you need validation through the outcome. A lot of y'all think y'all want the girl to say yes because you want her. You want her to say yes more so because you want to feed your ego and you want to feel like the man and you want to feel like you can, can get the woman. This is why a lot of you guys are talking about having the skill. They're like, well, I have the skills to do this because that makes you feel special, like you have some formula that other guys don't know about or most other guys don't know about, so therefore I can do this, right? See, the problem is that the reason why you have that anxiety is because you don't realize that you're attached to, or I should say this, you don't realize that you are the outcome. So people have outcome dependence because you don't realize you are the outcome. What does that mean when I say you are the outcome? That means that I know that I can get this outcome because I can produce the result because I am directly tied to the result because I'm me. So for example, I'll use a simple example. I know how to rap. So I can write a rap song, record it, and then create a rap song. So
Are
am
we gonna
I
have a
worried
rap
about the
debate?
outcome of making a rap song? No, because I know I can do it. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times guys are worried about the outcome and they have the anxiety because they don't believe they can do the thing they're trying to do. You see what I'm saying? And that's the issue.
It is
Yeah.
it's no different than making cereal. It's simplistic and but they complicated. So I like to always tell guys to stay focused on rehearsing, not practicing, rehearsing 1, 2, and 3. And one is just introducing yourself. The 2 is letting her know why you came over there. And the 3 is exchanging information and starting.
Right.
Let that be your basis point. There's not, and I don't want to see. The thing is, I don't want to lock these young men into days and nights and stuff. I think that's what stresses them out. Versus night games and midday games and all that other stuff. I just want them to face their fear. See, the problem is one is not going to be able to talk to a woman until one believes that he loves himself enough and believes in himself enough to talk to women. But they don't understand that. So it's a thing that they're always going to have anxiety. You see, I don't believe in anxiety. And the reason why I think that's man-made or mind-made, because if you actually had anxiety, would you be here right now? You'll be dribbling down your mother's legs. No excuse. No disrespect. I'm just saying, if you had anxiety, worry, and all that other bullshit that you have mind-made, and that's not a man-made thing, it's a mind-made thing. You don't have anxiety. It was just you felt something and labeled that shit anxiety. And then you kept running with it. There is no anxiety when you believe in yourself. I give you a prime example. The guy that says he has approach anxiety, is that the same guy? Does he have anxiety when he turns on the light switch? Does he have anxiety when he opens a door? Does he have anxiety when he grabs his car keys or wallet? No, he doesn't have anxiety at all. It's just that he is placing women above himself. That's where that bullshit is coming from. Because if he placed his keys above himself, he would have, I guess, anxiety for his keys. So anxiety is preference to women. It's not preference to the person. And I don't believe it. So that's what I'm saying. So when you're saying approach anxiety, it's not approach anxiety. It's just that the fact that guy places women above himself.
Yeah, and focus on the process as opposed to the result. Focus on how you can make that process as fun and entertaining for you as you possibly can, right? Like, because a lot of times it's like you're placing so much emphasis on the result, you're putting so much pressure on yourself. Like, oh, what can I say to fuck this girl? Like, how is she gonna receive this the best? What can I do? Right? It's like so you can't even think because you're just so paralyzed by that, right? So it's like, yeah, think about that. Like, how can you make it entertaining and easy for yourself to reduce that resistance to go up and do the thing to enjoy the process more?
Oh shit.
Already. Yeah, this question you might giggle at this one, but what are your openers, bro? Like seriously, when you go up to a girl, what do you say to start out with? Because we got a different variety here, so I'm just genuinely curious the differences between what you guys do and what other panelists from previously tend to do.
I do have an opener. That's amazing. Yeah, I have an opener, but my opener is not with her. My opener is with me. When I see her, my opener is, well, it's time to introduce her to see if she's worth my dick. That's my opener. And well, but to her is, hello. That's it.
So I was gonna say, I was like, yo, this is all my opener is introducing myself.
That's it. Introducing myself.
Because like, for example, if I'm at a coffee shop, bar, club, whatever, and I just go over to her, the woman, and I say, hey, what's up? My name's Locario. What's your name? Right. And so that's all I'm doing. And this is another thing too. The reason why that's all I'm doing is because I want to see her reaction based on me giving her the least. All I've done was given her the opportunity to talk to me. And all I've done was introduce myself. So now, based on that, how is she responding to me? Because earlier, this is what Barrett was talking about. He's like, but, Locario, she doesn't know you, right? She doesn't need to know me. She understands the type of guy that I am. She understands the type, meaning any woman that you talk to, let's say you talk to a 28-year-old woman, she's been getting hollered at since she was 18 or something. That's 10 years of experience she has dealing with lots of guys talking to her, trying to get with her. She recognizes a man from a male. She recognizes a guy who has game versus a guy who doesn't. She recognizes a confident man versus an insecure man. So when I just come over and I say, hey, what's up? My name is Locario. What's your name? How you doing? Whatever, right? That's all I'm saying. And now I'm seeing her response. Is she smiling? You understand? Is she standoffish? Is she responding by having that conversation with me? Is she not? Is she trying to walk away? The information I get from that is telling me everything I need to know. You see what I'm saying? But also what happens is that I'm getting her to respond to me by giving her the least. And when I say the least, what I mean is that I'm not saying anything spectacular, amazing, on, super crazy at this point, because I want her to respond to me with the least. A lot of times what happens is guys, they're trying to find the coolest, cleverest thing to open up a conversation. And what happens is that a lot of times that's actually low-key simping, because you're basically saying, what's a cool line I can say to make her laugh? What's a cool line I can say to get her to like me? What's a cool line I can say to get her attention? And so what you're doing is that you're making the situation more than it actually is.
Yeah, well, I'll let D. I know you want to say something. I'll go after D because I want to say something about 1776 and this bitch ass shit. But please, D, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, D. I'll say that bitch after you get done. Go ahead, dog. You got it, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think a lot of guys fixate too much on the words, right? On the perfect pickup line, on the James Bond style one-liner, right? Where it's just like they should be more focused on how they're saying it, right? How they're coming across, because it's like you can say, like, take Lucario's line, for instance, or not even line, but way to start a conversation, right? Where you just go up and you just say, hey, what's up? I'm Devin. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Right? There's so many different ways you can say that. You could, hey, what's up? I'm Devin. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Hey, what's up? I'm Devin. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Right? Like, there's so many different ways you can say it. And it does come from how you feel on the inside, right? How you feel about yourself, right? And that comes off, and women can read you like a book, right? So the thing is too, is like, yeah, you can take one line and you can deliver it so many different ways, right? So focus on how it's being said. And also too, if I could just add another thing, it's like a lot of guys want to change their tonality. They imagine I'm talking to you guys right now, and then all of a sudden a girl walks by, hey, hi, how's it going? Hi. All of a sudden it's just like, now it comes off as disingenuous, because it's like she can tell that there's something off here. You're not coming off as, you're coming off as inauthentic.
Right.
Yeah. So this is okay. This is the thing with a lot of incels and things like that who can't get pussy. Locario, myself, and all the men that have come on here, we teach loving yourself at the end of the day. That's at its basis. But if you look at this guy, 1778, he wants Locario to prove himself versus another man. You see what I'm saying?
So wait, he said women are deflated to say no if you don't create some rapport, which will not happen in 5 minutes. You guys don't talk to women.
They don't talk to women. That's what I'm saying. Okay, this is another version of Lorenzo. I'm telling you, it's another version. It's somebody that is mad at the winners who don't have to run behind women. And it's not because we're black. It's not because we're cool, and not because we know what the fuck we're doing. We just game the fuck up. And that's why person like 1778 or whatever bitch ass name is, he's saying that, well, Locario is a clown. What makes him a clown? Because he believes in himself? What makes him a clown? Because he's trying to teach young men how to love themselves? But when you hate yourself, you're going to look at somebody in a different way. And then for him to say, well, I want to see Locario match up against this guy, for what? Okay, wait. If they do it or they don't, what is that going to change the fact that he is a bitch, that he's weak as fuck, and he doesn't know how to get women? How's it going to change? So
you know what the funny part is? So a lot of these guys, like the 1776 dude in the chat, this is what fucks up a lot of you guys, right? He said, saying, hi, my name is so-and-so. I want to meet you. Here is my such and such will not work with, he say 1 in 100 women with 1 quality woman, or whatever the fuck he's saying. But anyway, basically what he's saying is this. He's saying that I, as 1776, the guy in the chat, he's basically saying I am not attractive to women. So because I'm not attractive, I have to do more to make myself attractive to the woman. So guys, follow what I'm saying here. Anytime you need to do more things, that means that you're trying to compensate for not being attractive enough. So if I meet a woman, and let's say, for example, that woman says, hey, well, you know, you need to take me out to dinner and give me money to get my hair and nails done. The reason why she's telling me that is because she's basically saying, you're not attractive enough for me to deal with you for free. So you have to do more, right? If I'm dealing with a woman and she's like, hey, listen, you know, we got to wait like 3, 4, 5 dates before we have sex, or 3, 4 months before we have sex. What she's saying is, you're not attractive enough for us to do it now. So you have to give me, you know, months of more non-sexual attention. So if I'm approaching a woman and I have to do more to interact with her, then what that essentially is saying is I'm not attractive enough to go up to a woman and introduce myself, and for her to find me attractive enough to interact with me and make something happen. So a lot of you guys don't realize that you're basically shitting on yourselves when you say, well, yo, you got to do all this and do backflips and do a whole bunch of rapport and all this other stuff. You're doing all these backflips. I think you need to do all that because you're basically saying who I am is not attractive enough. So I have to add all this extra nonsense to it. And this is the problem with a lot of you guys, where y'all do this, you don't realize you're doing it, and then you start to do it throughout the entire interactions you're having with women. And this is why you guys end up losing, because you don't see yourself as valuable based on your behavior. And the woman can tell that, because what you're doing is you're just like every other guy simping for her. That's how it works.
Alrighty. Let's jump on to the next one. How has your game changed over the years? What have some of the major lessons been in the very beginning, in the middle, and recently?
I think the biggest shift was going from what can I say to make her like me, or what can I say to impress her, to is she even worth investing time into? Are we even gonna vibe? Right. And when you go into it with that different shift in mentality, the way that you say things completely changes, right? Your tonality, your body language, it all comes from that mindset.
Real. I would say basically what's changed was back in the day when I was not gamed up, or I didn't really have, my game was weak. I was doing a lot of indirect kind of beating around the bush type of shit. And that's because I didn't believe in myself. That's basically what it was, right? So I would still get some girls here and there, but it was never on my terms. I had to put in a lot of work for a lot of BS that was going on. And so when I decided, hey, you know, why am I doing all of this? Because what I noticed was there were women that were interested with me just being myself. And I'm like, wait a second, this woman's interested in me being myself. This woman's interested in all I'm doing is being myself. So why am I doing all this extra stuff and chasing women who are not really into me? It makes no fucking sense. So what I realized was
time.
that the more that I, you know, was interacting with women who were attracted to me and were and following me and fucking with me for me, I realized shit, you know, the value they saw in me, right? I was starting to simultaneously see that value in myself. And this is where we try to get a lot of you guys to understand is that you don't need the women to show you you're valuable. You need to see it first. And once you see it first, that's when you're going to start to see more women who find you valuable. And this is when you're going to stop playing games and stop trying to run game. Because a lot of times when you play games or run game, what you're essentially saying and doing is, I have to do all of these manipulative things, or I gotta chase this girl, or I gotta push through resistance, and I gotta do all these things to try to get to her. And every time you do that, you're diminishing yourself and disrespecting yourself by saying, self, you're not good enough, so you have to do more. You're not good enough, so you have to chase. You're not good enough, so you have to deal with this woman who's giving you resistance and all that other attitude. But once you understand who you are, right, and then you see the woman reflecting that with their desire for you because you desire yourself, then that's when you're going to really be on top of your game.
Yeah, for me, the thing that changed was technology. I remember I started the game at 9, so back in our day, we had to have pen pals, and we wanted to talk to a girl, we had to go to the payphone, or ride our bicycles and stuff like that. So we didn't have the technology. It was a thing of this. Well, if you don't talk, you don't eat. So that means that if you don't go over there, you ain't getting it, right? So the only thing that changed was, because there's nothing new under the sun. But for the change for me was just technology. Once technology came out, it was just an unfair advantage because it just can't be this easy. It just because we wasn't connected. So, I was born in 71. So, we wasn't connected for years, for decades. We were not connected. You wanted to talk to her, you had to go over there. We had to go to the skating rink, or, like I say, the payphone. And because I couldn't call long distance, because I'd get my ass whipped if I had that long distance bill until there was 10-10-3-2-1 or some bullshit like that. But what I'm saying is that technology changed, but technology is more beneficial because now these young men don't realize they have access to every woman that's connected to this quote unquote World Wide Web, and they learn the game correctly. They can get women to fly them in or fly them and connect with them also. So to me, it was always technology.
Any other comments on this? Alrighty. Setting boundaries with women, kind of similar to what has been said here. Lots of guys get absolutely fucked over, manipulated in all kinds of ways. What kinds of boundaries do you set with women, and how do you enforce them?
Let's go first.
Oh, I can't. I go. Well, for me, again, what I teach and what I've learned was always to create the standard before I go out of my house. It's like you're a company. You got to have a mission statement, vision, a legacy, all those things, and based off your statements is that I am the standard. And I will not allow disrespect in my world. Do something, you're gone. You're removed. A great man like this guy named Jebediah Locario. I don't know what the fuck his name is, but I always say it. The hardest thing for a man is to get rid of a woman. They just don't want to leave us. They don't. But the reason they disrespect all of us in the beginning because they think we're all of them, and that's why as a man I call it the merciful king. A woman's gonna try Locario like he's gonna try me, 1950 and Kerry Zaggin. They're gonna try us because they want to know, are you what we call fool's gold? Are you real gold? Or are you fool's gold? So I got to see what I can get away with. And when they get around a man, we don't tolerate it. Look, no yelling, no telling me what to do, and it's not a dictatorship. It's saying, if you want to get on this dick, this is what you need to do. You need to be worth my time. You got to show me you're worth my attention. You got to show me you're worth my respect. And if you're lucky enough, you'll get this dick. But I'm in control of my universe. Locario is his. And the bottom thing about our universes is this. You're going to follow my rules, or I ain't even going to fuck with you.
Basically. Yeah, it's really simple. It's, it's a guy. This is why we say on your terms. And can you stand on it? A lot of guys will act like they big and bad, but as soon as a girl they think is really hot comes along, then they throw everything out the window for that woman. And so part of you having those boundaries and those standards is that that has to be what it is, regardless of any woman. So it's not about the woman. Your boundaries, your standards of how you know, your principles of how you do shit is what it is. And the woman has to come in understanding that's what it's going to be if she wants to continue to interact with you and deal with you and be in your space. See, the problem is a lot of guys don't have they don't value themselves. So at any moment they're willing to throw out what they're about for a woman. You understand? And then that's what makes women disrespect you, because they're like, well, this dude don't respect themselves, so fuck it, I'm gonna not respect him also. But what happens is when a woman sees value in you, and then she's like, man, I really like this guy, I want to continue seeing this guy, I want to continue having sex with him, I want him to be my man, all these things, and she really desires you, she says, I have to adhere to his standards and I have to adhere to his principles, because if I don't, he's going to get rid of me, and I don't want him to get rid of me. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times the reason why a woman is going to follow your lead is because she sees the value in you and she wants to stay. But she can't, that's not going to happen if you're the type of guy who just, you know, every second you're switching up everything just because you want to get some vaginas. It's terrible.
Yeah, and I would also say, just to clearly define that, right? Like, what aren't you willing to tolerate? What things, or how can she communicate that would turn you off, right? Like for me, it's like if a girl says dude or bro, like I'll let it be known, right? That I know it's not really disrespecting, but still it's along that same wavelength. Like, what things can she say, or what can she do that is going to make you feel disrespected? And then you just put your foot down about it. You just say it right then and there.
Right.
I think a lot of guys just don't know.
You know, it's funny because I'm looking at, shout out to Mr. Justin in the chat, but I'm looking at 1776. And again, he's still one of these guys who he believes that if a woman complies or cooperates with you quickly, then she has to be 300 pounds or unattractive. You see, and this is the mindset of these guys. So this is what I'm saying. And the
For
opposite
this guy,
for him,
yes.
Right. The opposite for him is true. The opposite is he has to jump through hoops, do jumping jacks, and chase the hot woman. So this is, and again, this is the mindset that's going to keep you guys lost. You guys have to understand that if you think that getting a hot chick or an attractive woman means that you have to run after her and do what she says and chase her and all this other stuff, you're going to lose every time. You understand what I'm saying? Just because you have a woman who looks physically attractive with you doesn't mean you're winning. You're only winning when you're dealing with women you want on your terms. That is it. If it's not on your terms, you're not winning. So I don't care how she look. If it's not on your terms, you are losing, and you are a loser, because all that really means is that you followed her to get her. See, the thing is this, when you have game, you're not even trying to get women. When you have game, you know you're the opportunity for the women. So the women have to try to get you. They have to try to keep you. See, you give the woman an opportunity by approaching her and introducing yourself, because that's her opportunity to get with a man. If she fucks it up, that's on her. See, a lot of you guys, you think the woman is the opportunity, which is why you're like, oh, she's so hot, she's so this, she's so that. So to you, she's the opportunity, which means you're a loser, because a woman wants to be with a man who she can look up to and who can guide her. If you're looking up to her, she's going to see that she's better than you, or she's going to think she's better than you. So this is why she don't really fuck with you like that, or is not really going to respect you, because you're looking up to her, putting her on a pedestal. So she has to look down on you. And women only want to fuck with and fuck guys who they perceive as better than them. So there's no way in the world that a woman perceives you as better than her when you're fucking chasing her because she's hot. This is the problem with you guys.
So I'm seeing in the chat, some guys are saying ICE is shifting over to the game side, or whatever, real game, no theory kind of thing. So yeah, guys. I was actually what's at least what PUAs would call a natural before I was exposed to this kind of industry or community of knowledge that is called the pickup community. I had no problems getting women, but keeping one was a problem that I was facing. That's just my history. But I'm understanding your perspectives a lot more now. And if I throw in some metaphors there, one metaphor I'm thinking of, which is kind of relevant to something that happened recently. Let's say I'm at a restaurant and the waitress takes too long to take my order. You guys are saying, go to the next restaurant. And then what PUAs would say is just convince her to come over here and take the order, influence her to finally take the order happen. Another metaphor I came up with is if we compare this with marketing, maybe sales has been a theme in some of the debates recently. You guys have the mindset of Apple. You are going to buy the iPhone or you are not going to buy the iPhone. And personally, I don't like Apple as a company, but that's irrelevant to this metaphor. Whereas PUAs in general would be like, okay, this is a sales opportunity. I will try to influence this person to buy, so you're involved in the sale. And then you guys are like, this is an Apple product. There are no discounts.
Right,
there's
because
no way
you know what it
trying to
is.
convince them.
This is the
They
thing.
buy or they don't buy.
Right, because this is the thing. In any dynamic between a man and a woman, somebody has to submit. So either she's submitting to you or you're submitting to her. So what happens is that when you're only dealing with women on your terms, she has to submit to you or you're not going to deal with her. What most guys do is they submit to the woman. So they're like, she's hot. So, and she says, well, you're like, let's go get drinks. She's like, well, I don't drink, but we could go out to dinner. So now he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna take her out to dinner because she's hot. You've just submitted to her. So in any dynamic, somebody has to submit. Somebody's the leader and somebody's submitting. So a lot of you guys, what you do is that you're being submissive to the women because they're hot. And so what happens is that when you're submitting to a woman, she can't respect you because a woman wants to submit to a man. So she doesn't see you as a man if you're submitting to her. So she's basically using you for what you have, which is your time, your energy, your money, all whatever the hell it is. And she might give you some pussy. Don't get me wrong. A lot of you guys think because the girl is having sex with you or give you some sex, that's the end all be all. The problem is that how much did that cost? That cost you your dignity. That cost you your integrity. That cost you your respect. So what happens is that you're jumping through hoops to try to get sex from a woman, which means you are actively submitting to her, which means she is leading you. That's how it works.
Back to my restaurant metaphor, like recently, only maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, I went to this place, just like a street food place, but they have their own dedicated waitresses. And they were taking way too long to give me the fucking menu. So it's just like at some point it just becomes annoying. And yeah, I want to respect myself and leave and go to a different restaurant that will actually serve me, like you say, within 5 minutes. So that I'm understanding this more. That's just how I want to examine it from the kind of lens that I have been looking through for years. For anyone who hasn't considered Locario's perspective, Steve's perspective, and so on. So yeah, any other comments about this?
Well, it's not just okay. Well, I see the thing is, I don't want people to see it as a Steve or Lucario's perspective. It's game. That's what game. It's just game. It's not our perspective. The perspective is looking at yourself to have the answers. That's it. That's it. It's
right.
It's taken. Okay. It's just like, think about first grade. In first grade, we didn't know how to count. So what did the teacher do? The teacher showed us numbers, and how we interpreted the numbers based on how we studied gave us we were an A student or a bad student. You know what I mean? So that's what the game does. We're not saying be us. We're not saying think like us. We're saying you have the freedom to think for yourself when you actually want to think for yourself. But even with that being said, and I've always said this, even back in the slavery days, some slaves didn't even want to be free. When they were free, they were like, no, I don't want that freedom because I don't know what's out there. So I'll just stay here. And that's what for a lot of guys, they don't want the freedom to make decisions and take this weird thing called accountability for their actions. Listen, if you look at the PUA stuff, I noticed that. I've seen it in the late 80s and the 90s. I'm old. I've seen it all. But game has always been, if you're a Bible aficionado, Eve had game, if you think about it. She ran game on Adam, right? So game has always been there. And that's what we're always trying to say. But we're always trying to tell these young men, at the end of the day, learning who you are, that's it. Once you know who you are, then you decide what is beautiful to you. You decide how you talk to them. You decide the rules you want, but you'll take away the day games, the night games, the frames, the negs, the pigeonholes, the pegging, the cock-a-doodle-doos, and everything in between, because you start to realize, wait a second, that's not my language.
Right, because
I'm sorry.
Because this is the thing. It's like this. Even when we talk about, you know, the beauty standard or a woman a baddie or she's a 9 or 10 or whatever. The thing is, remember, we talk about game is about the individual. It's about yourself. So even when we talk about this, right, let's say in just a metaphor of numbers, right? If we're talking about 1 to 10, right? If we're adding up to 10, Steve might say 9 plus 1 is 10. I'm going to say 5 plus 5 is 10. Devin might say, you know, 6 plus 4 is 10. Ice White might say 8 plus 2 is 10, right? But we're all getting to 10. So
10.
Our 10s that we're getting to are different. Do you see what I'm saying? So I can't say, well, you know, Steve, you're wrong that you said 9 plus 1 is 10 because only 5 plus 5 is 10. That don't make no sense because I'm coming from my perspective to get there. So just like, for example, if I like a girl who got a big butt and big titties, that's my 10. You can say the girl with the small titties is your 10. The girl with the big lips is my 10. The girl with the smaller lips is his 10. You see what I'm saying? So
Hey,
everything...
she's a transgender, but she's a 10, according to
right,
some
for that
people.
guy. Exactly. He can want, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we're trying to get you guys to understand. When you guys are still stuck in the paradigm of societal things, when society is telling you who you are, you're fucking up. So this is why when guys are talking about, oh, well, she's an 8, she's a 9, and she's objectively a 9, or that don't make no fucking sense because there's no such thing as objective 9. Objective means that everybody agrees. This is a phone. We all agree this is a fucking phone, right? What I'm saying is that subjectively, is the iPhone a great phone? I could say yes, Steve could say no, blah, blah, blah. That's subjective. So what you find sexually attractive, sexually appealing, and physically attractive is always subjective. There is no fact a woman is a 9, 10, hot, this and this and that. You could think that, but that's you still being in the paradigm of thinking about what society has taught you to think. This is why when you actually have game teaches you how to really be you. Just like you were saying, Devin, earlier, we was talking about like, who were you before society told you who you were? And this is the problem. A lot of you guys are leaning into what society is telling you who you are instead of actually leaning into who you actually are. And so what game does is that game is not about trying to change you to become this guy. Game is actually to strip you down of the bullshit society has taught you so you can recognize who the fuck you are. That's what it's about. You see what I'm saying?
Already, any other comments on this? Okay, how about a quick one? What do you guys think about black pill?
Well, manosphere, black pill, red pill, all that stuff. Again, okay. So if you look at today with grown men today who used to be the age these young men are in right now, the problem is that it is a very disingenuous thing. It's something that it's sad to see that a lot of these young boys now, 20 years from now, are going to do things to themselves because they can't handle that they were duped and lied and manipulated. All these comical things that they come up with, and these like, because if you look at all the pickup artist stuff that was in the 90s and late 80s and all that other stuff, once it blew up and once they got shown to be frauds and all that other stuff, you know, because the mystery method and all that, the pickup artist stuff, you notice they went to hating women. I mean, most of these guys, there's not too many pickup guys out there now. They're all on this bandwagon of women are bad now. So they created a brand new cult. It's just cults creating cults, creating cults. And a lot of these young men don't understand that, like I say, appeal. Why would I take my name that my father gave me, take it and strip it because somebody wants me to use appeal? Because remember, in the pickup days, they had the RSD guy, or, you know, I'm PUA Mike and Riz, not Riz, but Peacock Jock or whatever. You know, they use all these fucking goofy ass names and stuff like that. Man, I saw all that stupid shit, dog. Have all those layers and everything. I seen it all. But those guys now, drugs, addiction, offing themselves because they can't handle the reality that I spent all my life following these guys wearing a boa, goggles, and black fingernail polish and all this other stuff from a guy that, because if you think about Styles, I think Styles even said that all that stuff was BS. He came out a little, I don't know what year it was, a year or two ago. He said something about that, but I'm just saying that that's not manly. It's not a pill or a plate or a saucer. It's your name. It's your fucking name. That's all I want to say. Your fucking name.
You know, the funny part is, so you said what are our thoughts on the black pill?
Yeah.
So the black pill, for those who don't know, is a group of guys, you know, like, you know, these movements on the internet where their thing is everything is about your looks. And, you know, if you don't look like a Chad or a Tyrone, which is like the best looking, you know, quote unquote best looking guy, you got to be like super tall with a six pack and a jawline. And that's what they think, right? The problem with these guys is that they don't understand there's a difference between physical attraction and sexual attraction. So sexual attraction could happen based on physical attraction, but physical attraction does not always equate to sexual attraction. And this is what a lot of these guys don't understand. And this goes both ways. So what happens is that they think because a guy looks a certain way, that automatically means that he's going to attract this woman or that woman or that woman. A woman could say you're handsome, cute, and all that stuff and still not want to have sex with you because she doesn't find you sexually appealing. She may just can say, oh, I can see why other women would think you're good looking, or I can say that you're good looking, but I don't want to have sex with you. And the opposite is true. A woman could look at you and be like, you know, he's all right, but something about you makes her want to have sex with you because she's sexually attracted to you. For example, there are certain women who, like, I remember this chick that I knew who she hooked up with this guy, and she told me the reason why she hooked up with this guy was just because of how his arms looked, and she said that he looked like he could fuck the shit out of me. That's the reason why she had sex with him. He wasn't no pretty boy. He wasn't, you understand what I'm saying? But there was something about him that made her want to have sex with that guy. And this is what a lot of these guys don't get, because they're on the internet in their mother's basements, jerking off like Lorenzo, who don't know what to actually do out here. This is the problem.
Real quick, I know, Devin, I know you gotta say something. I gotta get ready to go, but I just want to say Bro Money, just real quick. See, okay, Bro Money, I guess if you went to college, didn't you have to pay to go to college to learn courses? So you understand that the stuff we teach live on the air for free, most guys won't even do the free shit. So why would we give away the good shit to a motherfucker who won't do the free shit? So will you shut your bitch ass up? And please, I'm going to be doing a show in a few hours. So if you want to come on and man the fuck up, why don't you bring your bitch ass over here and shut your fucking ass up? Because see, people like him, we'll call him Lorenzo, always want to pop their mouth and shit. But again, he's crying for help. You're crying for help because guess what? If you don't like what we're saying, take your bitch ass on and do something else. Fuck boy. But you ain't doing that shit. You see, that's what turns women on, guys, when you talk to motherfucking bitches that way. But anyway.
I said earlier, I don't like Apple, but I don't go to the Apple store and say, I'm not going to buy your iPhones and just hang out there for 3 hours.
Exactly. I'm telling you, these dudes is losers.
Get out of here, but I want to say,
yeah, me too. I gotta head out.
It was nice meeting you, brother. I appreciate you, dog. Respect to what you do, and Game Global would let us know we're always here. But I just don't understand why your boys didn't show up. You need it. You need it. Hey, tell them don't be scared. We don't bite. We just know game.
Right. Exactly. That's what's up, man. Ice White, appreciate you having this again, man. You're doing the Lord's work. And Devin, appreciate you for showing up.
Yeah, for sure. Nice to meet you guys.
All right, man. I'm gonna let y'all.
Dropping in. Thanks for dropping in. As I always say, the compliment that I give to the people who come on this channel, I say, thanks for your consistency. That's like a theme recently. But yeah, hey Devin, what's going on?
Yeah, just living this game we call life. I want to add on to that black pill thing too. A lot of those guys who are out here whining about looks this, looks that. A lot of those guys aren't even trying. They're not even, first of all, optimizing their looks as much as they could, right? Getting a haircut that suits their face shape, trimming their facial hair, getting down to 14% body fat, right? Getting their jawline to show, working on the presentation, right? Then once that's maximized, once you actually have put in work and tried, even at that too, like I know guys that are literal models. I know guys that are walking around at 8% body fat that could step on stage. And I see these guys out, like I went out with a guy last night that literally is a fitness model. And yeah, he gets a little bit of attention at first, but like I slowly see the light kind of start to dim out of these girls' eyes because he just keeps having these boring conversations, right? He's going up to girls and he's asking them like what they do for work. Then, are you in school? Then, he starts talking about like, oh, what days do you go to school? Oh, okay. And then they just get bored, right? They don't know where to lead that conversation, right? So, yes, looks are a small part of the equation, but that's only
Yeah.
a little bit of it, right? There's so much more.
I wish people would say there's this obsession with looks in particular, and it's like to some extent this predefined thing. And you mentioned leadership. Leadership is far more important than looks. I used to have 6% body fat back in
Holy shit.
2017, maybe. I was a skinny fucker. Well, part of the reason for that is when I was growing up and I was just so used to it. I come from a I don't come from a rich family. I used to go to high school and whatever with no food or no money to buy food because we simply didn't have the money. So I used to be, and I still to this day, I only have 2 meals per day. It wasn't always that way. It's just that over the pandemic, a few months back, I decided I'll just go back down to 1 or 2 meals per day because I fattened myself up during the pandemic, less exercise, all the other stuff, all the predictable stuff that everyone knows. And because restaurants in the lockdown were all closed, I became obsessed once they opened up again. I want to eat out. So when something's taken away from you, you have this obsession once it's available to pursue that. And that, yeah, food for me. So yeah, to check myself, I had to realign myself. But leadership is such an overlooked thing. I think what I said last time, maybe from the debate or whatever, previously, that when you're a child, every human on earth was once a baby. That's a fucking fact. When you're a child, you are not born really a leader. You have to follow, you have to be fed. When you're born, you're useless. We are one of the very few kind of species that once we're born, we're pretty much absolutely useless. The Greeks used to, or maybe it was the Spartans in particular, put their babies on the mountain, and if it survives, it's worth living. If it's dead, then it's a simp. It's not worth living, whatever. Lots of babies must have died, of course, but we are effectively useless. So our human default from when we're children, of being followers and not leaders, a lot of people as they grew up, as going through teenage phases in their 20s, even in their 30s and 40s, there are a significant number of people who never snap out of that default, never actually start leading because we're not necessarily taught that. We're taught some useless things in high school, maybe, and not everything comes down to the school system, but there's nothing that is like, here is the marker. You're 16 now, you're 18 now, whatever it may be, that now you suddenly start leading. So a lot of people lack any form of leadership, and whatever happens in their life, they associate it to it's just that way. I have no influence over it. And it's yes, it's true. You have no influence over it because you choose not to actually influence your life with the kind of leadership that is necessary to actually change it. But yeah, I'm just ranting on a little bit there, but yeah, anything else on that?
No, it's so true. Yeah, like
And there's so many guys who just like, yes, if looks was like the most important thing, just like I said before, let me just stand. Let people would associate my success to how I look like a scruffy buck now. I don't really take care of my beard. I don't have time. I'm kind of I wouldn't say monk mode. I think that's like the sexless version, but I am like super work focused mode. So I never gave a shit about what I look like. I never followed fashion, popularity, Nike shoes, never had any of those. I was always against the crowd in any kind of way. Group, I remember going to parties and there would be a fucking group photo. I'll be the only person not participating because I just love being different.
Yeah, it's a good
Not for
mentality to have as
attention,
opposed
but
to
it's just like I'm just not a follower. And for me, this point is very obvious because my personality is ENTJ, which is 2% of people. The most commanding type of personality, similar to Julius Caesar, Vladimir Putin, Gordon Ramsay, just so people can kind of have that perspective. But yeah, let me just fucking stand in Times Square and let all the my magnetism get all the vagina that's out there. Yeah, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's actually a good thing to not just jump on the bandwagon, right? And try to just like something because other people like it, right? It's like what you
Mhm.
like, and yeah, like we were talking about before, not giving a fuck what other people think or how they're perceiving you.
And the main thing is, I say this all the fucking time within my own community, the Game Global Network. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? Oh, I
hmm
haven't done anything. Let me just spend 3 hours in the chat. I appreciate the views, guys, regardless of what perspective you have, or if you're a troll, thanks for the views. But seriously, I have seen thousands of trolls in my life. I've been on the internet for fucking years, and I dealt with this since the fucking 2000s at the very earliest. Like even trolls, like do something with your life. But I would rather focus on the guys who are genuinely willing to listen and willing to learn, because those are the people who can be impacted the most. And those are the guys who are genuinely looking for the right reasons and worth helping. Um, but yeah, how about I wanted to ask this earlier,
hmm
um, but I'm not sure if this might resonate with you in particular, but gym game, is there any kind of gym game that you can advise on? Some people say don't be too direct, for example.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is I used to be that guy that would go to the gym and I would just keep my head down, keep focused. I was just there to work out and that's it, right? A bomb could go off and I wouldn't even know. But in the last year and a half, I was really thinking it's like, man, the girls that I want to attract, the girls that are aligned with my purpose, my mission, that I want a girl that takes good care of herself, eats healthy, right? And the best place to find that is going to be at the gym. So what I started to do and have been doing, like meeting women at the gym, I find is extremely beneficial. But yeah, you don't want to burn it down, especially if it's a gym that you go to regularly, right? If it's your regular gym, because women talk, right? So what I do is if I can't think of anything, I'll ask what the girl's listening. Excuse me, right? And she takes off her headphone or her earbud, and I just say like, what are you listening to? You look so focused, so in the zone. Do you got some EDM? You got some Metallica going, right? Like that's a good default opener. But a lot of times, like I'll just take note on her workout, right? And you want to approach her at a good time, right? Obviously, not while she's got sweat dripping down her face or while she's, you know, midway through doing squats. But it's like, you put down your weights, you're in that proximity. She puts down her weights, then you just go up, you strike a conversation. T-shirts are a big thing too, right? A girl was wearing like a Tony Ferguson shirt. I'm a big UFC fan, so I commented on that, right? You want to make it like indirect in the sense that it's like you're not, saying I thought you were hot, I had to come up and say hi. I thought you're cute, I had to come and say hi. But then also what you want to do is you want to ask her this at the end, or so you've approached her, you've talked to her, and now you say like, do you normally come to this gym? Right? What time do you usually come here? What time do you usually work out? Right? A lot of times you'll see that girl regularly, right? So if it's a girl you see regularly and you know you're going to see her again, there's no real urgency to close or get her number right then and there. But if she tells you it's like, hey, I normally go in the morning. I just wanted to switch it up today, and you don't really go in the morning. You can take a little more risk, right? So you can even just say, "Oh, cool. Well, we should work out together sometime soon," right? Kind of test that. But then again, it's like you want to make sure, okay, am I going to see her again? If so, you can build that rapport on that conversation, right? You can build on that conversation the next time you see her, pick up where you left off, kind of thing. But if you know you're not going to see her again, right? If she's just on a day pass or if she goes at another time, then yeah, close for sure. That's kind of my overall strategy.
Yeah, my strategy, stop going to the gym, become fat. Yeah, don't do that. That's what happened to me. Yeah, I used to go to the gym years ago, and the reason I stopped going, well, one of them is there's a conversation happening in the sauna, and
Ooh.
working out. Spider-Man 2. I'm a big fan of the original Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man 2, Dr. Octavius says, Peter Parker, I heard about you. Dr. Connor says, you're brilliant, brilliant but lazy. That's kind of
Mm.
similar to me. I'm relatively lazy, but if you see like the work I have done with Game Global and stuff like that, once you put yourself to it, these kinds of things happens. But
Mhm.
naturally, like a lot of guys, I lost dedication to go. And in the last few years, I had that re-sparked, but yeah, I
Okay.
lost to the I started finding the sauna area more appealing. It's like, yeah, let's do the easy way and just like I'm paying all this money, let me just have fun and relax and whatever instead of actually do the work. And
Yeah,
going to
sauna's sick
this,
though.
yeah, it's
You,
good.
you meet
With
all
like all
kinds of
these
characters in the
things.
sauna, that's for sure.
That's why I wanted to go there. It's like it's more conversational, and that's kind of what I'm more inclined to engage with. But there was some conversation going on between this guy and this Portuguese woman, and a nice conversation. I join in, and then she leaves, and then this deep discussion continues between me and the guy. And he turns out to be gay, and long story short, he invites me to the bathroom
Oh,
to suck my penis. I'm like,
straight
no,
shooter.
okay, bye. And then I stopped going. So
Oh.
that's and I am now a fat fuck because of that. Well, not anymore, but I'm just fucking around. That's pretty much why I stopped going for a while. I did go back and I used it as like a date opportunity because they would give like guest passes and then I'll be like, yeah, let's go to the pool and whatever to sauna.
Oh shit, okay.
But yeah,
Go to
I
the
don't
sauna
really
in the pool.
I'm not a gym guy, so I'm not quite qualified to give much more insight onto that myself, I'll say.
And
But
you know what, to add on to that too, it's like figure out where you're the master of your domain.
exactly. That is my ultimate message here. I'm a married man, which kind of contradicts what typical PUAs who follow all these people would they'll be like, where are you in this if you're married, you got a daughter? Well, that's precisely why I should be running all of this because it's a valuable. I am the defender of the community. I'm the most qualified because I have gone from the start of the journey and I completed the journey.
Hmm.
Now I can teach people not just how to acquire someone, but how to keep a relationship, how to raise a family,
Yeah.
because that is what a lot of guys are actually in this for. And like we discussed, there's so many guys who are trying to get these gold watches because that's what they think other people want. And they forget about what is actually right for yourself. So I never, just like I said about not following the crowd, I didn't follow the day game stuff. I was like night game, that's what I'm into. Message game, that's what I'm into. Social circle game, that's what I'm into. And that's where I was authentic to myself
Hmm.
rather than going to let's say what is it, Dundas Square? Or is there like a double
Yeah,
barrel
Dundas Square. Yeah.
Dundas Square and or what's the other
Target
one? What's
Rich.
the other one?
Nathan
Um
Phillips. You got
the
that
like
there.
the street between fucking
King Street
work.
West.
I forgot what the fucking thing is, but yeah, go into those places, hang around for 2 hours. That's not me. I'm gonna do what I like to do, what resonates with me, and what actually is optimized for what works for me, essentially, and
Yeah,
what
what works for
fits
you?
around my lifestyle. If I'm a fucking professional lawyer, I'm not gonna have time to hang around Dundas Square, Washington Square Park, all these kind of Oxford Street for any Londoners. I don't have time for that shit. And I was working for a major technology company, so night game was my thing. So my message to guys is really actually evaluate what is right for you. So yeah, that's my main thing. But I don't know too much about you, so tell me more about your kind of message, your kind of strategy.
Yeah, so what I do is I I would say it starts with really social confidence, right? Like I inspire guys to go out there and work on their social confidence so that they can start to attract the women that they want into their lives, right? And a lot of times guys think that it's just with the women, but you look at the average guy walking around, he's texting, he's staring off into space. I advise guys to be that guy the second he loses or the second he leaves his house, to just interact with people, right? To practice injecting positivity into people's lives, whether that's just a, hey, how's it going? I like the mustache, my man. I like the outfit, right? Just going back to that place of being social again, going back to that place of being a human, right? And you'll notice too, it's not just for the women, right? Like, yes, you need to go out and work on your social skills. You need to go out and work on, creating that connection out of thin air. But very few basketball players can just wake up, drive to the gym, and start doing slam dunks, right? You need that kind of warm up phase. Okay, get into that social rhythm. Just get the mouth moving the second that you leave the house.
Yeah, I like to say I did a video a few years ago called Just Be Social, and I just put the Canadian flag on it because it depends on like what part you're from, but
Yeah. Are you sound like you have like an East Coast accent almost. Are you Canadian?
exactly. Yeah.
You are, okay. Yeah, because I thought you said you lived in Peru, but I was like, wait, you sound like you're from like Nova Scotia or something.
I don't look like a typical Peruvian. I'm the white. Here's a funny thing. Just a week ago, I went to just some random Peruvian parties, some house party thing, some chill thing, and I was literally about to say I'm the whitest person in Peru. Like we were joking around in this room, and in come this crowd of Peruvians, and then behind like a few of these guys is this white guy, and he's whiter than me. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, I haven't seen a white person for like weeks, so I was like, he's whiter than me. It's a white person. What the fuck? And I was saying that in Spanish, and I asked where he's from, and he was from New Brunswick. I was like, what the
Oh,
fuck? I was like, that's the next fucking province over, and it
yeah.
has 700,000 population or whatever. So I was like,
What are the
what the
chances?
fuck are you doing here? And it's just a random fucking Peruvian party. So it's funny, that kind of thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
East Coast is where it's at. But anyway, back to the point, like what I'm used to seeing, at least in our parts, is the socialness. And I'm not used to big cities from when I was younger, but the way people would just go into a store and interact with each other as if it's no big deal. And then when you see in a big city like Tokyo or London, which places I have been, and I did spend a lot of time in London, people are just so fucking awkward, and there's a lot of loneliness there. And they don't have the just be social kind of mindset. So that's kind of like the philosophy that I threw onto that, instead of being very creepy, cold approachy, very maybe direct as too direct or whatever. Depends on your style, but just being social is something that is kind of not even in a lot of people's minds. They just think too much, they look too closely at this PUA kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
they're like, hey, I saw you over there, you look beautiful, kind of thing. I would never say that. Doesn't line
Yeah.
up with my personality, so you gotta look into that.
Yeah, that's a good point. You got to say what lines up with who you are. And also too, I think it's so essential just to drill that habit, right? Of going back to that place when you were younger, right? Where it's like you go up and start conversations with people and you weren't trying to get something from people, right? Like a lot of times guys will have this goal, okay, I need to fuck 3 girls tonight. I need to get 5 numbers. But like when you just focus on the result, that's going to cause anxiety where it's like, okay, if you can just focus on the process, right? Just going and making people's day, injecting positivity, whatever that may be for you, right? If it happens, if you happen to get, a phone number of a like-minded, high value guy who is on that same similar goal path mission, cool. If you happen to get a girl's phone number who you actually want to invest time into getting to know, who you vibe with, cool. But like make it fun for yourself, right? Make it fun and focus on the process as opposed to focusing on the result, right? And just interact with humans and put your phone in your goddamn pocket when you're out. That's what I always say. It's like put your phone in your pocket and work on just being present and interacting with people.
100%. Is there anything you do in particular in terms of message game, like how you optimize your Instagram presence, your use of Instagram stories, or personally, I'm a lot more on the Facebook side, but
Yeah.
anything you do for your virtual presence?
Yeah, virtual presence is huge, right? And you want to set your Instagram up in a way that it communicates value, right? As opposed to, because 99% of guys, what I would recommend is that until they get their Instagram sorted, don't even use that as an option, right? Because a lot of guys, Instagram works against them rather than working for them. So until the
Yeah,
Instagram is
imagine
sorted.
Lorenzo's Instagram. It's just got nothing on there apart from fucking dark rooms and shit.
Dark
Here's
rooms.
some bacon in the fucking kitchen.
Oh yeah, yeah. Man, maybe you never know. He could be the next Chef Gordon Ramsay.
Maybe he
But
was Gordon Ramsay. Who fucking knows?
oh, plot twist. Yeah, but I would just say honestly, like get like a professional photo shoot done that shows you at your very best. And what I mean by that is like what are you good at? What are you passionate about? And then take photos to illustrate that where it doesn't seem like a try-hardy way. And as funny as it sounds, it's like get a photo shoot done where it doesn't seem like a photo shoot. Right? So it's like when like you're a woodworker, right? So maybe it's just like you with your glasses on, like mid-action shot showing you doing your thing, right? Or let's say that
This
you
is
are
back into the identity thing. So let's use you as an example. I don't know
Mhm.
your content, what your content's like, but
Mhm.
you have a lot of followers or subscribers or something, right?
Yeah, yeah, Instagram on Instagram.
Hmm.
So it's funny
So
because I
like
actually Mhm.
that would be a little bit biased because not everyone has that kind of access. It was like I would say I just take my YouTube shorts and use that as Instagram Reels, and that is part of most of what my Instagram is now. But aside from that kind of thing, how would you do it yourself, your personal identity?
Yeah, so something that I always have been passionate about. I love traveling and I love acting, right? So I actually got started in this from acting, right? And that's a whole nother side tangent, but I show off, and not show off, but I just inject parts of my personality on my Instagram, right? So it's like pictures of me in different countries, doing my thing, and then showing that in a way where it's like, okay, here's the view, here's me. And then, I've got my poses down, and I would recommend for guys to practice posing. And I don't want to say posing because it sounds like it's contrived, but like carrying yourself as that confident guy, that man. And it does start from the mindset, right? But it's like, okay, figure out what you're passionate about, whether it's a tennis player, whether it's you like to drive cars, and then show yourself doing that in a way that doesn't feel like too posed, right? Where it feels natural, it feels authentic, the photo itself, if that makes
Absolutely.
sense, right? So it's like, yeah, maybe you're out for me. It's like I'm out like and I'm enjoying the views. I'll get a friend to take like a bunch of photos where it's just like, I'm relaxed. Maybe I'm having a conversation with somebody else in front of the view. They snap a photo of me. So you want to make the photos feel authentic for the most part.
Yeah. Oh, here's something I just remembered. Yeah, there was a client I had a few years ago who was wanting some advice on his Tinder profile, I would say. Yeah, Tinder. And all his photos were just him at the gym lifting weights. And he had muscles. He was a muscle man. Not like a bodybuilder oiled up baby oil P.
Yeah.
Diddy level, but the guy had like significant arms. And all his photos were like him in the gym, him lifting weights, him in the gym doing something else, shirtless picture of him in the gym.
Mm.
And he was like, why am I not getting matches? And I was like, what else are you? You go to the gym. What else do you do in your life? And he said, just like you said, I do acting. So I said, show me a photo of that. That is far more powerful in terms of social proof. And he showed me, he didn't have a high quality photo, but he at least had a photo so that we could talk about it. And he showed me a photo taken from the stands of him on the stage. If you can acquire a higher quality version of this photo, that would be way better than any of your gym photos. And that would highlight you're not just this gym rat, this gym bro, or this muscle man. You have the confidence to go in front of however many people that could possibly be. You don't really get to see like who's in the audience, but seeing you on the stage taken from the audience, you are obviously on the stage, regardless of how many people you're presenting to, performing music to, or acting in front of, whatever may be in anyone who's watching, whether it's acting, playing a guitar, giving a speech presentation, it's all pretty much the same situation in terms of social proof. So that is far more powerful in so many ways because it has the confidence, the social proof, and you are not pissing yourself on the stage, embarrassed or anything like that. That's where the power is. Just, again, like shout out, that's the difference between a guy like Barrett who came on the call, showed his face immediately as he joined the Zoom call, and someone who is not even willing to put their face out there. And if you're not willing to represent yourself, then you're holding yourself back for as long as fucking possible. Because I used to be involved with like sting operations and hacker stuff and computers and shit for many years. I used to be one of those anonymous guys and hide myself, and I got a weird fucking name, so that would be a very big fucking giveaway. And oh, this is obviously this guy. And yeah, that I hid myself for so long and my opportunities were dry as shit. And then as the moment I opened up the fucking windows and the door, the shit smells cleared and all the opportunities revealed themselves and I could see the opportunities too. So it's all also in your own vision in how you see things. But yeah, that's enough about my perspective. Let's wrap this up. Anything else you want to share on game in general, and then we'll close this.
Yeah, for sure. I think the overall like arching theme is like authenticity, right? And just getting back to that true place. Because a lot of guys have lost a lot of people in general have lost their identity, right? They're doing things that they think they should be doing. They're working for other people, which is fine, right? They're doing what society thinks they should be doing, or parents, or whatever the case is. But I would just recommend getting back to that place of childhood curiosity, childlike curiosity, and then just figuring out like, what do you like to do? Who are you? What are you passionate about? And doing more of those activities, and then bringing people along for the ride, right? And by that, I mean taking those photos, putting them on your Instagram, and not being too showboaty about it, right? If you can take those photos in like a caught in the moment kind of thing, right? Whether it's, you're playing guitar, it's not like you
In
trying
media
too hard.
res is like the
Pardon?
Latin term for this. In photography, because I got a network of photographers, there's this term called in media res,
Oh, okay.
in the midst of things,
Yeah.
basically, or in the
In media
moment.
res.
So yeah, something that is, I forgot the other word for it, but natural, not posed,
Right.
effectively.
Right. And even if you are like what you said, like one of your former clients or whatever, like your big gym guy, like you got the physique. A lot of times women would rather see you just chilling poolside, or like, playing football by the beach, or like in an area where that would make sense, because gym photos are like really hard to pull off, because it's like, you're working out, and it's like women don't want to see like the flexing and the veins popping everywhere. It's like, you know, in an environment where it makes sense.
100%. Alrighty, guys, let's close this down now. This is the first live streamed dating coach panel episode. I was kind of wondering how this would work out. I was like, I gotta rely on super chat questions. Most of the super chats that came in were just supportive comments, so always love to support. But if you guys want to drop some questions, you guys know how I am. I write down, just put in the comments. I check the comments. There's so many fucking comments, it's hard to keep up. But I copy and paste each fucking question and I put it in my files for next time, for the next opportunity that comes. So whatever questions you have, or that's for Devin in the future, an episode of him, or if it's for Locario or everyone in general, even if it's for someone who wasn't even on the fucking panel. I'm gonna write that shit down. So ask your fucking questions. I would love to get those answers for you. This is Game Global. This is what we do. Some of the themes today, light bulb global. Yeah, forget it. I'm fucking tired of this shit at this point. This wasn't even the most stressful thing that happened today. Earlier, I was doing a charity thing and hundreds of people fucking showed up and it was fucking chaos. So that was even yeah, that I'm fucking used to it now, but thanks, guys, for watching. Shout out to Last Man Standing, Devin. Shout out to all the guys who came in. We love Mr. 1950. We love Mr. Locario and all the guys who come on for their consistency. And I gotta give some special acknowledgement to Barrett, who had the balls to show his face and challenge ideas. That's what a man does. So that's all I can say. Catch you guys on the other side. Thanks for joining. And ending stream. It's probably gonna show like a few extra seconds as usual.